Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio. For those about to talk, we salute you. Talk Radio.
Evening, dear listener. Yes, I'm back. Dot Wiggin from the Shaggs is going to start the show. You can still give me a call, though. 0844 499 1000. We call you back. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I know. When was the last time you heard the Shaggs on the radio? Probably last week, if you were listening to this show, as we tend to play them quite a lot. The Shaggs are one of the most remarkably strange bands in the history of rock, which is a pretty strange history in itself. I am more than thrilled to have one of the Shaggs on the show right now. It's Dot Wiggin, all the way from the United States. Good evening, Dot.
Good evening.
Dot, it's so nice to talk to you. Thank you so much. That album was recorded, when was it, 1968, 69?
Yeah, somewhere between those 2 years, I'm not sure which. Probably towards the end of 68, beginning of 69.
It's very rare for an album that's kind of, 48 years old to still be getting so much attention. Are you surprised that people are still talking about that record?
I am very surprised. I'm amazed.
How did it come about? Because the Shaggs, you and your sisters, it was an unusual way of forming a band, wasn't it? What happened?
My father decided he wanted us to be in a band. His mother had read his fortune when he was younger and said he was going to marry a strawberry blonde and have daughters, and they're going to be in an all-girls band. So he took it to heart, and as we got older and old enough, he took it upon himself to make it happen.
And how did you? So it was you and your sisters. What were you playing guitar, Dot?
I was playing rhythm guitar, yes.
Okay. And how did you write?
Me. I was playing lead guitar. My sister Betty was playing rhythm.
Great. There we go. Thank you. And how did you come about to write the songs?
It's a good question. After we had singing lessons and then guitar lessons, I just started coming up with the lyrics. And as I was writing the lyrics, I already had the tune in my head. So. Yeah. And then I wrote the music.
Are you all right? What's going on in the background, Dot?
That's my son playing his video game. I need to go. Let me go shut the door because he didn't get.
Do you know what he's playing, Dot?
I'm not sure, but I can ask him.
Go and ask him what he's playing, because I was playing some game.
Before I shut the door.
Yeah, go and ask him.
He gets pretty loud. Well, what game are you playing? What game are you playing? Why? I just want to know. Is it the new one you just got? The state. I don't know. The state something.
Oh, okay. All right. It sounds a bit complicated. Well, good for him. That you're good.
Wait a minute. State of decay.
The state of decay. Okay. Your kids surprised that people want to talk to their mum about her rock past?
Yes, especially my younger son, Matthew. He's always liked our music and has it on his, downloaded on his laptop, I guess.
Yeah.
On his phone, maybe. But yeah, he's surprised, too.
So you wrote the songs, and I think I've been telling the story wrong, because I was always telling the story that you girls weren't allowed to listen to rock music, but that's not true, is it?
No, we could listen to music. We weren't allowed to go to any concerts. My
Right.
father was very strict.
Yeah. It's a strange thing, isn't it? Your dad was so strict that he wouldn't let you go to concerts, but he was following this premonition from a psychic that you were going to be a famous rock band.
That is true.
Well, it did come true. You were in a famous rock, cited by Frank Zappa as one of his favourites.
Yes, I read that.
So you
hard to believe.
It is. Well, I don't know if it is hard to believe, because there's a wonderful charm about your record. You know, there's a naivety about it. How old were you, Dot, when you went in and recorded the album?
Let me see. It was 68. Probably about 20.
20 years old. And were you the main songwriter? Did you write all of them, or was it a collaborative process?
I wrote all of them but one. My sister Betty wrote one song.
Yeah.
But it's not on the album. It was after.
Okay. And you rehearsed at home, did you?
Yes. We did take lessons at, guitar lessons at Manchester Music Mart with Ted Herbert, and we had voice lessons from a private woman in Manchester also.
Yeah. And did the neighbours complain? Did you? Because I was in a band when I was younger, and my mum was constantly getting phone calls and knocks on the door from neighbours saying, "Will you tell him to shut up?" Were your neighbours quite good?
No, we never did get any complaints.
Well, there you go. You see, that's fantastic. And then you went and recorded. Your dad paid for you to go and record the album.
Yes.
That must have been quite nerve-wracking, because often when bands go and record their first record, there's a sense of trepidation and, they're a bit terrified. Were you girls nervous?
Yes, I'm sure we were.
How did it go? What do you remember from the sessions?
We probably recorded different than most bands did. We had headphones on and listened to our music as we recorded it, the way I remember it anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to play, listen, Dot, stay there, because I'm going to play, if you don't mind, I'm going to play one of the songs. Now, the album is Philosophy of the World. Came out 68, 69, something like that. And let me just play a little bit from one of the songs. Here we go.
There are many things I wonder, there are many things I don't. It seems as though the things I wonder most are the things I never find out. I wonder about the stars above, I wonder about the birds that fly, I wonder about your love, but most of all I wonder why you make me cry. I wonder why we have to say goodbye. There are some things I don't understand, there are some things I do, but one thing I don't understand is why we have to be so blue. I understand why you feel.
What do you, you're listening to the Shaggs, dear listener, and that's the song Things I Wonder. What do you remember about that song, Dot?
Basically just coming up with the lyrics and writing it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I was wondering about, except for what it says. Life, I guess.
When you were recording the album, and your dad had spoken to this psychic who had predicted you were going to be a world-famous rock band, and eventually it came true. But when you were recording the album, what did you think would happen? Did you go home and fantasize about playing big stadiums and being on TV, or were you just doing it just to please your dad?
I don't think we expected it to go play on big stadiums and be big. We did it because it was our father's dream. I think he probably thought that. I was hoping that.
And there was a little bit of the shenanigans, and weren't there 1,000 copies pressed, and they all kind of disappeared or something?
There was 1,000 pressed, and we only received 100.
Oh man!
And the rest disappeared. Yes.
And what happened after that? So the album, you recorded the album, and loads of copies got nicked. But the band kept going for a while, didn't it? What did you do after that?
Mostly we played at the Fremont Town Hall, a dance every Saturday night for all kids of all ages.
Yeah.
Kids, parents, whoever wanted to go.
And the kids were digging it, were they?
The ones that went were, we got a lot of negative response. Well, my sister Rachel, who was 6 years younger than I am, and she went to public high school on the bus, so she got a lot of negative responses that we didn't hear because we were home.
What kind of stuff were they saying to her?
They didn't like it, that we didn't know what we were doing, and pretty much what we read a lot on years ago on the internet.
It is an unusual record. You know that, don't you? It's
I do.
Yeah.
Didn't know it then, but I know it now.
Yeah, but it fits in nicely with that whole kind of late 60s. I just read a book about Tiny Tim, and I just listened for the first time to his first album, God Bless Tiny Tim, and that's an unusual record, and it doesn't fit in with anything else that's going on, but it's still a beautiful record. And I think the same with the Shaggs. I don't know if I'd use the word beautiful, but it's completely unique, and it's marvellous. You know, there is a sense of joy on that album.
Mm-hmm.
On your record. Do you know what I mean, Dot?
Not sure.
You're not sure? No. I guess what I'm trying to say is yours is a tough record to categorise, but it's a good record.
Yes, that's what everybody seems to think.
It's garnered a lot of respect throughout the time. Now, they're re-releasing, because the original copy, boy oh boy, guys, if you find an original copy of Philosophy of the World on vinyl, you are sitting on a gold mine. Them things is worth a fortune. They're re-releasing it on vinyl, I think, this autumn. How does that work, Dot? Do you kind of have any input in that, or does it, does a record company own it? How does that work?
The record company owns it. We get a % of royalties, and we like what pictures they're putting on it and things like that. And they get a video to go with it, and we okayed that too. So we have some say in the matter, but it's a record company that does most of it.
And what are you up to now, Dot? I know that you've got you do solo stuff, and I'm going to play Banana Bike in a second, which is a cracking song, man. It's a brilliant song. But I mean, do you play concerts? Do you do shows? Do you go and?
We have played them. Actually, they're doing a tribute to the Shaggs' new Philosophy of the World in New York next month, September 9th, I think it is. I'm not going. I've got too much going on at home. I can't get away.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to get some tours in New Hampshire, maybe in October, for New Hampshire, maybe Boston or Mass and Maine.
Yeah.
Those I can go because they're day trips. I just have two rescue dogs that are, one's diabetic and needs 3 insulin shots a day, and he's partially blind, and then I have a 7-year-old that is completely blind. So they need a lot of.
Well, I've got a dog who's 13 months old, and she's completely fit and fine. But man alive, those dogs is hard work.
They are. They're a lot of responsibility.
They're a lot. I'm more of a. Here's the thing, Doc. I'm more of a cat person, and I've got a cat. This old cat who's 17 now. I've had her for 15 years. And she's great because she just kind of sits on the bed with me, and she goes off and she disappears for a couple of days, and she comes back and, I've just been out. I'm going to go out again. And the dog, though, man, the dog, it's constant. Come on, let's do stuff. Let's hang out. Come on.
Yeah, they are a lot easier to take care of.
Yeah, I'm getting that dog was a big mistake. You might have another rescue dog soon. I'm not joking. I'm joking. My family would kill me if I got rid of that.
I bet. What's your dog?
She's a little Westie. I nearly brought her in tonight, a West Highland Terrier. I nearly brought her in tonight, and I'm going to bring her in on Wednesday. I might bring her in on Wednesday, unless we got Dean. We might have Dean from Jan and Dean on the show on Wednesday. How cool would that be?
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. You see.
Yeah, my two are pugs.
Okay. The pugs are they're an unusual. I see pugs walking around a lot, and they're an unusual kind of looking dog. Dot, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you. And I your album really is unique, and there aren't many things in this world that are unique. So I'm sure you're very proud of it. But it is a wonderful piece of art that you created with that record 48 years ago. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to play a little bit.
Nice talking to you.
Oh, hey, listen, man, it's so nice talking to you. You can come on anytime you want. I'm going to play a little bit of Banana Bike now. Thank you so much, Dot.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
She gets on her banana bike and pedals all around. She gets on her banana bike and travels through the town. There's just no stopping her, this is for sure. She gets on her banana bike and pedals more and more. She meets up with her friends and goes and goes and goes. Where's her destination? Sometimes no one knows. She disappears for days on end. Is she by herself or is she with some friend? Banana bike, banana bike. Banana bike, banana bike. She keeps us guessing, always on our toes. When is she gonna get on that banana bike? Where is she gonna go? Banana bike, banana bike. Banana bike, banana bike.
Well, no. There you go, you see. Let's discuss it after this.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, no. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. I have a week off. Ed, can you turn her mic on, please? I have a week off. And whenever you have a week off in radio, 2 weeks is the killer, but whenever you have a week off in radio, coming back is always a little bit tricky. When James O'Brien has a 2 weeks off holiday, his shows are quite boring for a week or so. And my friend Scott always does this thing, like about 6 or 7 shows back from his return, he'll put James is back in the room. It means he's back up to speed again.
Right.
And it's a weird phenomenon. It happens. It happens
It's a bit like
lot.
when you come back from school and you have forgotten how to hold your pencil.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of thing. So coming back after a week away, and it's been a very strange week. You know, we did a show up in Edinburgh, and then we did the film ring last night, which we'll talk about in a bit, and I did a TV thing. So my brain's all over the place anyway. And the family is still away, and, so I'm kind of all over the place. But then to come back and do an interview like that, a part of me's thinking, is that me? Am I just, and one of the things, whenever you go to one of these stupid courses on how to interview people, oh God, but you're kind of forced to in this industry. They always say, don't ask closed questions. So by that, they mean questions that the answer is yes or no. Now, I don't think there's a problem with asking closed questions, because very rarely, unless you've got unless you've got someone obnoxious, people don't answer yes or no.
Well, unless it's a child. Children tend to answer
yes or no.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. But sometimes a closed question is great, because it gets you can, by using yes-no questions, you can get to a point that you want to get to as an interviewer. But, Dot was not one of the most talkative guests I've ever interviewed, and that is fine. And it's not, I'm not in any way having a go at her, because she's brilliant, and I love the Shaggs, and I love what they stand for, and I love that album, and you sorted her out, so brilliant. I'm so pleased we had her. But I was aware that she wasn't being very talkative, and then I was aware, halfway through every question, I was thinking, oh no, this is a yes-no question I'm asking. Oh no, this one's a yes-no. Oh no, now I'm doing another yes-no question, and I'm getting nowhere.
Yes.
But it's one of the Shaggs, man. It's one of the Shaggs.
The lead guitar from the Shaggs.
She likes... Well, I'm glad she remembered that she was the lead guitar.
Eventually, yeah, she did.
Eventually remembered. Yeah, that was a tough interview.
Here's what I would say.
Go on.
That interview was as deliciously awkward as listening to a Shaggs track.
Yeah. No, I will...
And you've just got to surrender to it.
I do surrender, and I enjoyed it. I was slightly distracted because Periscope wasn't quite working. We're not going to do Periscope tonight, guys. Sorry, it's not working. So I was slightly distracted by that. But it was hard work. But hard work is good. And I do really... There's a brilliant documentary called The Devil and Daniel Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Daniel Johnson. And it's kind of... You've seen the Frank movie, haven't you?
Yes.
Which isn't about Frank Sidebottom. The Frank movie, I think, is based on The Devil and Daniel Johnson, which is one of John Ronson's favourite documentaries as well. There's a lot of similarities in it, right? And Daniel Johnson, I think I've got his name right. Someone will correct me if I've got it wrong. I'm wondering if I got his last name wrong. He's this really prolific songwriter, right, that a lot of people hail as a genius. I don't think he's all that, so I didn't buy into the song stuff. But he is obviously... I think they say in the thing he's got autism or Asperger's or something like that. And he lives at home with his parents, and he just would record just like songs and songs and songs and songs on cassettes and just mail them out. And, a radio station got in touch and said, "Oh, we've heard you're quite good. Can you just do us a tape of some of your songs?" So he just recorded the songs all again and mailed them out. And he would go and do shows and stuff. And it's a brilliant documentary. I'll find it for you. And I would put Dot Wiggin. Wiggin. I would put Dot Wiggin in with Daniel Johnson, in with Frank Sidebottom, in with Wildman Fisher to a certain extent, although Wildman Fisher was mentally ill, and I always feel a little bit uncomfortable about the exploitative side of Wildman Fisher, in with Captain Beefheart. Captain Beefheart, right, I don't really know much Captain Beefheart, but he kind of started off as like a sort of bluesy rocker kind of thing in the early 60s. And then he recorded this really famous album called Trout Mask Replica. Great name for an album, right?
Well, no one else is going to pick it.
Trout Mask Replica. What's the song in there? Smiled and Twisted. And so he went from doing conventional songs, right, to I'll have to have a look in a second, to shacking up with his band in this house in the desert for months and months and months. And he wouldn't let them listen to music, and he came up with his own way of describing music with like colours and symbols and stuff like that. And then they would learn these incredibly complex songs that he would write, and he would rehearse it. Now, it's hard work, and I could never quite dig the Trout Mask Replica album. I'm trying to find the song. Hang on a minute. It really is. There's a song that goes Smiled and Twisted. I'd say, well, look, there's 28 tracks here. Pick a track. What between 1 and 28?
3.
Track 3 is Dachau Blues. Okay, so we're going to have a... Dachau Blues.
Oh,
hang on a second.
Is it going to be an advert?
Oh, well, how can they... No, guys, come on. They want to play an advert for...
Outrageous.
Outrageous!
How dare they try and sell us stuff? We're trying to nick things for free.
Here we go. No, here we go.
We will pay royalties.
Spam.
Here we go.
Dachau Blues, those poor Jews. Dachau Blues, those poor Jews. Dachau Blues, those poor Jews. Still cry.
See, it's a tough listen. It's a tough listen. Let me pick one of the popular ones.
Why would I pick that one? Is there a catchy one?
I think that was the single. Let's try this one.
Kidding.
Ants running, black ants crawling, yellow ants screaming, brown ants longing. All those people longing to be free. Batman be. and Andy.
You see, I mean...
Wow, that's the sort of thing that would happen if you let my kids in a room with some instruments.
But that took, like, months to record. 08444991000. We really have gone down a musical cul-de-sac this evening. Anyway, I would put Dot in with Beefheart.
Oh,
Beefheart is Beefheart, one of John Peel's favourites. You know, he's well respected. He turned out records. Does anyone know? Can someone tell me what was Beefheart's pop song? He had a pop song, didn't he? Devil and Daniel Johnston. Thank you. Beefheart had like a pop song. He had like a hit with something, and everyone kind of thought, oh, this guy's going to be something, and then he became that.
Wow.
And he went and lived in the desert.
Was there some peyote involved?
There was a lot of peyote involved there, guys. A lot of peyote.
Maybe it would make sense if we was taking that stuff.
Oh, wait, don't take that stuff.
Don't take that stuff, it's bad for you.
Don't take that stuff, man. Although, you know, the psychedelic experience can be a connection with the greater consciousness of God and the universe.
But don't take that stuff.
So I've been told. 08444991000. Philip and Trish, stay there. 08444991000. It's Philip in South Norwood.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Philip.
I've got three things I'd like to speak to you about.
I'll be the judge of that.
Well, kicking off, Dean Torrance, fantastic.
Hopefully.
Oh,
hopefully on Wednesday. He's definitely coming on. He's definitely.
Oh, do you know what? I feel I'm one of the biggest fans. I mean, Ride the Wild Surf is one of the great.
Ride the wild surf.
Yeah.
Ride the wild. In fact, hang on a second. We need, after all of that stuff, we need to cleanse our palates. Oh, hang on. Here we go. This is a song. This is a prophetic song from Jan and Dean. Hang on. Have a listen to this. Philip. Let's cleanse our palates slightly after the, here we go. This is Jan and Dean. Hopefully this Wednesday, fingers crossed, Dean from Jan and Dean is going to come on the show. Absolute surf. Here we go. It's a song called Dead Man's Curve.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this one.
Right. Now, Jan was severely disabled in a car crash at Dead Man's Curve. Yeah. And after that, he was in a coma for months. Everyone thought he was going to die, right? He came back and I think his left side is paralysed, but they kind of reformed in the 70s and 80s and did some concerts. I've seen videos of it. I always find it an uncomfortable watch because Jan can't speak properly. He would have to relearn the songs on the tour bus to the next gig.
Oh, wow.
Every single time. But listen to the lyrics of this. Hang on, listen to this. In a Stingray, like in the song. Here we go.
Key change.
Well, the last thing I remember, Doc, I started to swerve, and then I saw the Jag slide into the curve.
Remember, this actually happened to him about 18 months after this.
I know I'll never forget that horrible sight. I guess I found out for myself that everyone was right. You won't come back from Dead Man's Curve.
Won't come back from Dead Man's Curve.
Blimey.
It's chilling. That's actually chilling, Philip.
It is. It's great. I mean, when I first heard them, I mean, as I say, I think I've got every one of their records. Little Old Lady from Pasadena.
Have you got the Batman album?
Yeah. I love
the whole thing. The interview with him is going to be about the Batman album. I love it.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to talk about. Batman album.
Oh, brilliant.
Do you know the biggest selling song?
Yeah.
That Dean Torrance sang on?
What? I don't know.
You don't know the biggest selling song that Dean Torrance sang on? He sold on. He sang on one of the biggest hits of all time. He sang the lead vocals on one of the biggest hits of all time.
You stumped me, Ian. I don't know.
Oh, well, then, Philip, allow me to...
Yes, tell me.
Here we go. This is Dean Torrance sings this.
Oh, yeah, Barbara Ann.
It's the Beach Boys, but that's Dean Torrance singing the high bit.
Oh, well, do you know there was a film, Ian, about Jan and Dean?
Yeah, Dead Man's Curve, the movie,
Richard Hatch and Bruce Davidson. Yeah, it was... Oh, man, I'm going to really look forward to Wednesday.
Oh, I'm going to have my belt loosened when Dean's on.
Oh, Ian,
no, because I want to be nice and comfortable. Not for anything like that, Catherine. It's not like I'm watching a Disney film or something. Yes!
Did you just said you went up to Edinburgh, did you?
What's it to you? You the tax
man? The reason
man?
I ask is that a play that I saw in Epsom went to Edinburgh and became a smash.
Oh.
Have you ever seen the play that was up there? It's called A Day in the Lives of Frankie Abbott.
Because you know I've not seen that.
Well, it was up on the Edinburgh Fringe.
Oh well, so is everything. When Kath and I were up at the Fringe, right, and we wanted to see a show at midday, right?
Yeah.
So we logged on to the Fringe website and typed in, "We want to see a show at midday."
Yeah.
156 shows started at midday.
Oh my God! This particular play, Ian, is, do you remember, I think you're probably too young, do you remember the sitcom Please Sir?
Yes, of course I do, John Alderson.
It's the story, it's written by David Barry, who played Frankie Abbott.
Yes.
And it's the story of what he is doing today.
Oh.
And he is in an old people's home, and he's not very well, and he's looking back over his life. It's
looking
brilliant.
back over my shoulder.
It's truly a brilliant play.
Well.
So, the other third thing I wanted to mention, you mentioned you got a Westie.
Yeah.
Well, this Sunday at Epsom...
Oh, God, here we go. This isn't BBC... No, we're not Joe Good. This is not BBC London.
Listen,
and I don't like dogs.
You just mentioned you got one.
Doesn't mean I like it. Biggest mistake I ever made having that.
Unless your next sentence is, this Sunday at Epsom, we're trading in dogs for records.
No, it's the Terrier Derby.
Oh, well, he's not.
It's the Terrier Derby.
Thanks for calling. I don't like dogs. And should we go there? We're going to go there. She's in season. She's like a bitch on heat.
Well.
Literally. She is a bitch on heat.
You have to keep her in, don't you?
Well, I have to keep her on the lead. I made the terrible mistake of taking her for a walk. By the way, Jules, you have to call back. For some reason, we can't call you. 0844 499 1000.
I bet you don't accept anonymous phone calls.
I do?
No.
Oh, Jules. I took her for a walk off lead, and, oh, God, she was, as I say, because she is a bitch on heat. We've not had her done yet, and you can't get her done until 3 months after a season, so we'll have to get it done in November. Just means that every morning there's a bit to clean up, you know?
Oh, stop it!
No, it's true, and they don't tell you this with dogs.
Do you not get nappies? You can get nappies.
Yeah, you can, and
you can.
You can, but I'm not going to...
I went to see this breeder of Bichon Frise once.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all wearing nappies and running round.
Yeah, I think you can't put... You can't put nappies. You can't give baby balls.
You can. It'd be hilarious.
Can't put nappy on dog.
Did you see that? Well, you did see that clip. You were the one that showed it to me on the telly of the cockerel wearing a pair of blue trousers.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get that clip. I sold it well, but I didn't get it. I was on telly at the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
I was all right, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I was actually quite good. No one got my Terminator joke.
Well...
Did a Terminator. It's very funny, I thought. Freestyling, I was. It was weird being on the telly after not being on the telly for a long time. I'd sort of... Tris, I'll come to you in a second.
Did they put makeup on you?
Yeah, of course they did.
Did they do anything to your beard?
No, they didn't do anything, but I'd had it trimmed the week before. Yeah. Jimmy trimmed it for me. No, they put a bit of makeup on. And,
do they do blusher?
I don't know what they... No, they just put a bit of foundation on, a bit of powder, and just to get rid of the bags under the eyes. Had a spot there. Didn't have the spot at the weekend actually, but
mascara.
And no, they just to stop you sweating mainly and make you look good. And I look good. Took 5 years off me, that makeup. So did that. Gabby Roslin's delightful. Jay McDonald is delightful. David Emmanuel is delightful. Jay from The Wanted is delightful.
It was a delightful show.
It was a delightful show. That's how I roll these days. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Jules.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right, Jules. What you got for us, boss?
Well, running up the first time was like last week, I think. Or not last week, the week before.
Enjoying your fag there, Jules?
How do you know that?
I'm a clever man. I'm a wise man. It's not even clever. It's wise.
Yeah.
Enjoying your fag?
I've only started smoking again, and all. I've been on the old vape stuff. You know what I mean? Vaping
means everyone quits smoking, does it, vapists? They've not been out long enough for the evidence to be in. Why are you back on the fags, Jules?
Somebody I'm close to has started smoking again, and I'll just start smoking again. But I'm going to get off it. I'm going to get off it soon. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, best of luck, because it's a tough one to get off.
Yeah, it is. No. I spoke to the week before you had the holiday off and that.
Oh yeah.
About films that you couldn't really remake, and about Southern Comfort. Did you actually get round to watching that or not?
Oh no. I didn't.
You didn't, no.
No, I didn't. I tell you for why. Because A, I was a bit busy. B, I got suckered in, right? And I started watching that. Every time I meet someone I've not seen for ages, they go, "Oh, have you seen Stranger Things?" Oh, you got to see it. It's brilliant. Oh, it's blinding. Oh, you've got to see Stranger Things. I won't tell you anything about it, right?
I've never heard of it before, to be fair.
Well, everybody's banging on about it, and they say, "I won't tell you anything about it," right? But it's like the Goonies meets E.T. and it's got a psychic girl in it, but I won't tell you anything about it. Well,
is it on Netflix or something?
It's on Netflix, right? It's a Netflix series. And I'll tell you what it is. It is The Emperor's New Clothes.
Right.
It looks good, and you think it's good, but then when you actually think about it, you go, oh, no. They're pushing buttons and pulling emotional strings. It's not as good. It's style over substance, Jules. It's style.
Right.
Jules! Jules!
Sorry, I won't give it a look. Sorry.
But you know, we've dumped it. But, Jules, how could you have let out a casual F-bomb there? What the hell was going on?
Sorry.
But can you not? No, hang on. I want to pursue this, because this is interesting. You can't self-censor enough that you couldn't not say the F word then.
No, I'm very, very sorry about that, man.
No, I'm not telling you off. I'm just curious as how someone could have such a bad swear filter.
Because I work industrial. I'm a joiner, and
so what? Have you never been around children?
Yeah, I've got 2 kids, man.
Flipping heck! You speak like that in front of them?
No, dude, God, no. I've never sworn in front of my mum.
But you've just sworn in front of literally 3,000 people. I mean, 35,000 people.
It may have to do with a couple of drinks of wine.
There we go. You see, there we go. Defences are down. The defences are down. You will be sorry.
But anyway,
yes.
The other thing I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Was one of the most funniest things I've heard for a long while is when Darren rang up the other week about the church.
Oh yeah, and I thought he was another Darren.
Oh, mate, it's so funny when he turns around and says, "It smells like me." That just absolutely.
I don't remember that. I don't remember a lot of the shows.
I remember talking to him like that.
Sorry.
You don't remember talking to him like that? You're proper good, but you went, "It sounds like you," but you went, "It smells like me," and that just cracked me up.
I do not remember that exact exchange.
You don't?
No.
It was funny as hell.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
it was. The other thing was, like, what is this film ring thing about? Because I've only just been asking, like I said last time, about a month. So what's the film ring thing?
You just missed it, man. It was last night.
I know, but I don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
Flipping it. Turn your radio off, man.
It's totally off, isn't it? That's on my phone.
I don't remember a lot of the show.
Wait a minute.
Well, it's not totally off, is it? Because I can hear it.
Yeah, 1 minute. Like you, but I turned it up.
That's louder. That's literally the opposite of what I asked for.
But turn this thing off, on it.
Here, Jules, I'll help you turn it off. Hang on, I can do it from here. There we go. 0844 499 1000 is the phone number. What was that about? Periscope's not working, so we're trying to stream this on. If you go to facebook.com/Iain Lee, IAINLEE, you can watch it on there. But I need to send Catherine down to my car in a minute to get my lead. Although I took the lead out of my car, I remember taking the lead out of my car. I've got no idea. I've lost my pass to get in here. I've lost me lead to charge my phone up. I'm sure, Triss, I am sure I took the lead out of the car, but now I don't know where it is.
I don't know, mate. Sorry, I haven't seen it.
Could you go down to my car?
Hip, by the way. Sorry, I'm out of practice for the week.
I'm out of practice. Let me give Catherine my car keys. She's going to go down to the car and see where you know, give me a few days to get up to speed, guys. That's my white little lead that will charge. It should be in the front of the car somewhere.
Charging your phone?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, caller. Yes, Triss, what you got for us, boss?
Well, I was left a little bit cold by Dot from the Shaggs. I've been really looking forward to that for a long time. And she seemed, I don't know, guarded, would you say?
I wouldn't say guarded, no. I would say not media savvy. And that's not, but that's not a negative, that's not a negative thing. In fairness to her, I'd forgotten we were doing her tonight, and just as we were coming in, Kath reminded me. So I was a little bit unprepared. I was less prepared than I would like to have been. So that, I could have made things slightly easier. But no, I enjoyed her complete lack of media awareness, actually.
Yeah, I've read a lot more about the Shaggs than
she has
to sort of bear out. Yeah, because I'm sure I've read John Ronson interviewing Betty, maybe.
Yeah,
and he seemed to touch a lot more on like the abuse aspect and stuff like that. And
yeah,
she seemed to. I mean, maybe she doesn't want to talk about it. You know, it's not.
Yeah, or maybe she doesn't want to talk about it, or maybe I didn't ask the right questions, or you know, that's the joy. Oh look, I don't think Facebook is going to work. I don't think Facebook is going to work because it takes up more bandwidth. You see, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to knock the idea of the video on the head tonight, I think.
Do some radio.
Just do some proper radio. We're just going to do radio, guys. We're just going to do. Hey, speaking of radio, right? Did you listen to Howard Hughes last night?
Yeah. When I was driving home from Film Ring, that got a bit tense.
Were you at Film Ring?
You know, I was sat on your table.
But you didn't say.
I was sat next to Kath. Yeah, we were talking at the end.
But you didn't say that you were Triss.
Oh, I thought you knew. Kath was calling me Triss. So
I didn't hear it. I didn't know that was you.
Yeah, that was me, mate.
Oh, mate, I didn't know, and I didn't hear her calling you Triss, and I was so caught. I had so many. Oh man, Oh man, I didn't know that was you, buddy.
Oh, that's all right. No worries.
No, I'm really sorry. I didn't hear her calling you Triss, and I had so many people coming up to me whose voices I recognised from here, whose faces I recognised from Twitter, and some of them assumed that I knew who they were, and some of them kind of assumed that I didn't know who they were. And it was all a bit overwhelming and in my face. And there were loads of people there. I know there's some people there that I've worked with that I didn't acknowledge properly. And I came away feeling terrible. And now I feel terrible that I didn't know it was you, Tris.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about it.
I didn't recognise your voice or anything, man. I'm really sorry.
I wasn't putting my radio voice on, clearly, was I?
Oh, mate, I'm really sorry, because we did have a little chat, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. No worries. I still had a great time.
I didn't know it was you, and you sent me a really nice email the other day as well, and I wanted to thank you for that. Well, I'm thanking you now for it. There you go.
That's all right, mate. No worries. No worries.
So, for those who don't know, we did Film Ring last night. We over 100 people turned up to watch The Stalker and the Hero, starring Kung Fu Elliot, right? Edited down, because I had to cut half an hour out. And also we had some deleted scenes from the Kung Fu Elliot documentary, and we had an interview with Jarrett via Skype, one of the directors of the film. And for those who didn't come, you missed. Not only did we have Blake from the Kung Fu Elliot film on the phone, we also had Kung Fu Elliot Scott himself on the phone talking to us. And boy, oh boy, wasn't that weird, Tris?
Oh, mate, wasn't it? He's subverting the Canadian kung fu film industry, isn't he?
If you missed it, guys, we actually had Elliot on the phone. I managed to get his phone number on Friday. Well, not his phone number, because I still don't have his phone number, but I found a way of communicating with him on Friday, and I got him to come and be part of the show last night, and it was a real lovely surprise. No one knew he was going to come on, and he blew everybody's mind by he claims that the Kung Fu Elliot documentary is like Spinal Tap. Then when we put that to Jarrett, he just burst into laughter and said, well, okay, you believe that if you want. I am, after all the research I've done, Tristan, I've done a lot of research for this now, way too much for anyone. And having spoken to Blake a couple of times, I am convinced that Kung Fu Elliot is 100% genuine.
Well, we were chatting in the bar last night about how I thought maybe it was a bit tongue-in-cheek, but the second I saw Jared on Skype, the way he was cracking up every time you were sort of relaying a story, that for me cemented it.
Yeah, completely. I'm convinced it's a real. I can't wait for that DVD to come out with the commentary by all of them. I mean, that's going to be
good.
It's going to be a joy. But well, thank you for coming, Tristan. Thank you everyone who came. We're going to do. No, that's not it. Oh, balls! That means it's fallen out of my pocket again. Arse. Ah, sugar. All right. Oh man, that's another lead I've lost. Oh man. Oh, never mind. So thank you to everybody who came. It was great to have you there. But on the way back, and we're going to play it after 11 because we've got the clip. On the way back, I was listening to The Unexplained with Howard Hughes, and it was this really boring man on there talking about Amelia. What was her name? Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart.
Yeah. Right. Who's like this woman pilot from the late 30s, right? And she crashed into the sea trying to circumnavigate the world, right? Except this guy has got not a theory, it's facts that he knows that she didn't crash land, that instead she landed in Japan and she lived there until the Second World War, where she got killed. And Howard Hughes, fair play, and I know this for a fact because I phoned up to congratulate Howard on excellent radio, and I spoke to Emma, the producer. That bloke was supposed to be on for an hour, right? And what Howard was doing, because he's a professional broadcaster, is he was stretching out a very paper-thin story that was 15 minutes worth at tops. He was stretching that out for an hour by gently guiding the narrative and not going to the punchline too early. Because once you got the punchline, well, she was alive in Japan and I've got this and this evidence, that's the end of the story. There's nowhere to go. So he was gently teasing it out, right? And the fella went bonkers at him, didn't he?
I mean, he was complaining he only had like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and he was complaining there were adverts. Yeah, he said if we got adverts. Yeah, there's going to be some. Oh man! And so from kickoff, he had a cob on, and I thought, oh, this could go either way, and it went either way.
You know, I had such a long day yesterday because I left for work at 7 in the morning before before driving up to you.
Yeah.
And, I was pretty tired by that point, but that certainly kept me awake and kept me going. It was brilliant.
When we come back after 11, we're going to play it, because it is just uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. The thing is, and in a different way, the Dot Wiggins interview was uncomfortable, right? But when do you get uncomfortable on radio? You don't, because it's all so safe and so micromanaged. And, fair play to Howard. I would have cut that bloke off, but then you would have missed a lot more of the uncomfortableness of it.
No, you wouldn't. You'd have kept teasing out of him, wouldn't you?
I would have told him no, because I was in the car saying, just tell him to F off. I was shouting at the radio, tell him to F off, Howard. I'd have cut him off when he started questioning my style of interviewing. I'd have cut the twit off.
Yeah, it was good radio, though, wasn't it? Very, very, very quickly, I know you're short on time.
You've got 30 seconds, because I've been banging
Captain
on.
Beefheart,
yeah.
People always go to Trout Mask Replica first, and get scared off of him.
Yeah.
If you go back a bit, he put out some of the Safe as Milk. Yeah, one of the best psych albums going, isn't it?
Well, I've got it, because I went into a record shop that was being run by a friend of a friend, and I felt obliged to buy a record, so I spent 10 quid on Safe as Milk. I've never played it. I doubt I ever will.
Oh, it's up there with the Electric Prunes and bands like that. Give it a spin.
084 Wilson, we'll speak to you after the news. 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Evening, this is Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio. We're kind of gently easing our way back into things. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We call you back. Wilson, Alan, stay there, and after the news we'll play you that incredible clip from Howard Hughes last night.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold. A brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow, I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
Yes, Wilson.
Hello.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, Ian. How are you?
You know.
Alright. My dad went yesterday to that
Yes, I know.
movie thing.
I saw your dad, yes.
Did he tell you about my ankle?
Yes, he said you broke your ankle.
And did he tell you where we're going in, well, nearly one day's time?
No, he didn't tell me where you're going in nearly.
We're going to Florida.
Well, there you go. That sounds awesome.
Have a few things that I want to do.
Yes.
One of them is, and by the way, for those 3 things, it's free. 3 things. Hello? Ian?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to
Okay.
talk.
The 3 things is, the first one is, can I give a shout out to my YouTube channel, please?
No, hang on. What is it? Hang on a second. Right, where have we got into this habit? Right, of no, we don't give shout outs out, for crying out loud.
Aww.
What do you think I'm, Ken Bruce or something? This stops now. And you're not the first. I'm not having a go at you, but you're not the first person to do this tonight.
Oh, thank you.
People phoning up with lists. I've got 3 points I want to make. No. We don't do that because you know. But I'm not having a go at you. I'm having a go at everyone that does this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't phone in with I've got 3 points I want to make, because you're then setting a stake in the ground as to how much time from the show that people are going to get, and it's just you don't go and like meet your friends for lunch and go, hey guys, I've got 3 things I want to talk to you about. First thing, so we're knocking that on the head, guys. I'm not having a go at you, I'm having a go at everyone. We're knocking that on the head. The whole list thing, I've got 3 things I want to talk. Forget it, guys.
Yep.
It's gone.
All right. Can I still do a thing where I say my YouTube channel?
Well,
I've currently got 6 subscribers.
Well,
please.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
The only reason I'm saying yeah, go on then is because you're 10 years old. That's the only reason. No, but that's the only reason, right? If you were 40 years old or 25 or 19 or 62, I'd go no.
Yeah.
So you see, it puts me in a slightly uncomfortable, an awkward position. So, yeah.
All right. My YouTube name is...
But I can tell you that only like 3 people will go and look at it.
No, please, everyone, please go, like, comment.
But they won't, right? They won't. We used to it's like whenever you get someone on who wants to promote a charity, can I just mention my GoFundMe? It's for my sister. She's got leukemia, and I'm hoping to raise £2,500 by jumping out of a hot air balloon. Well, okay, but no one listening to the show knows your sister, or with the greatest of respect, cares beyond that's sad, to go onto their computers and type in the GoFundMe and go, do you know what, I'm going to give them a tenner. I'm going to give them a tenner.
But you don't need to pay for this.
No, I know exactly, but what I'm telling you, Wilson, is, right, and now people will do it because I've made a big thing about it, right?
Thank you, everyone.
Stop it.
Please.
Please stop it.
It's psycho.
You're about to get cut off. Please stop.
Don't. Okay.
Please stop it, because you are about to get cut off, right? Here's one of the rules I have on the show. Everyone gets treated the same. Whatever age, whatever physical or mental ability, everyone gets treated the same. So you're about to get cut off.
Oh.
Well, no, because I'm making a point and you're not listening to it.
I am. I completely agree with your point.
You don't know I've not finished the point, so how can you agree with it?
Carry on.
Yay, close, man. The only reason you're staying on is because you're 10. Now I've forgotten what the bloody point was. I'm not going to let you plug your YouTube channel. I'm sorry, man. Everybody gets treated the same. That was harsh, wasn't it? Was it too harsh? Everybody gets treated the same. And he's going to Florida. I'm not going to Florida. Well, do you know what I did last week? Literally, I had a day where I sat at home in my pants watching rubbish Stranger Things, eating Dominoes. Literally, I did that. And as I was doing it, I thought, flipping it, man, this really is. I might as well be at work. So, no. It's always that awkward thing. I mean, they don't do it very often, where people phone up and say, can I mention my GoFundMe, my charity thing, my sponsor? Well, no, because people aren't gonna give you money, and it's just a bit, no. And people want to look at your YouTube channel and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it was a bit harsh, but that's kind of the mood I'm in. Everyone gets treated the same, so that's kind of the mood I'm in. Right. So, Last night, Howard Hughes talking to this really boring conspiracy theorist, right, who thinks that Amelia Earhart, who's circumnavigating the world in an airplane in 1936, something like 39, 36, she crashed in the sea, right, and died. This guy thinks that she didn't, and that she landed in Japan, and she lived in Japan, I think Taipei, for several years after, right? And it's a flimsy story. The guy from The Offset was a little bit up himself. How long have we got? 45 minutes? Have we got adverts? And Howard was really, I love Howard Hughes. I think he's a brilliant broadcaster. If I had, a tenth of the experience that man has had in broadcasting, right? And he was really doing his best to stretch out a paper-thin story. It was Rizzler-thin, like the blue Rizzlers. Not even the green or the red. The blue Rizzler-thin story that would have struggled to have filled a quarter of an hour. Howard was doing his best to stretch this out for a whole 60 minutes, right? And so he's just trying to slow the story down. And his guest got a right cob on. Listen to this.
At one point they can hear her, she cannot hear them, but we get the picture that she's lost and low on fuel. But these last messages picked up by the Itasca may not have been the final ones, because weren't there a couple of radio amateurs, people who, broadcast and transmit between themselves as a hobby, weren't there a couple of radio amateurs who heard something different, heard her later than they did?
Howard, you're not letting me tell this story. You have a story that you want to tell, Howard.
Well, I've been reading your book today.
Let me tell the story.
I've been reading your book.
You're Howard. You're not letting me do this properly. Okay, you're keeping your listeners from. Your listeners want to know what happened to Amelia Earhart.
Well, yeah, but we've got to tell the story of how she disappeared and she was being monitored, and then you can come in with
that's not the story,
all the evidence
Howard.
that you have.
That's not the story.
All right. Well, you tell me what you look. All right. Look. We've got to do a conversation here, Mike. And if we can't do a conversation
here, Howard, who's the expert on Amelia Earhart? You or me?
Well, you've written a book about it, so you must be.
I've written a book about it, but you're the expert. Is that what it is, Howard?
Mike, I don't want to have a conversation like this. Let's just say that
sorry, really, you really should give me a little more lead here, Howard. I mean, in this country, when I talk to radio people, they let me tell the story.
But we've got to tell a story that is clear for people to understand. That's all I'm trying to do, Mike.
I can do that. I can do that very well, Howard.
I'm waiting.
Now, you going to let me tell the story or not?
I am, but I would appreciate it if you didn't try and tell me my craft on the radio.
Look, Howard, I'm a journalist, too, and I've spent 30 years on this story.
Well, listen, I want to tell the story of your book about Amelia Earhart. If you want to have a debate about how I'm conducting this, we can do that another time and another place, Mike. And I know that you've had difficulties with other people who've interviewed you, but I don't want to be one of those people on that list.
No, I haven't. Only one. I've only had one difficulty with one other person, Howard, and that one person had an agenda. And I'm starting to wonder whether you have an agenda either. Well, the website is earharttruth.com for your listeners. earharttruth.com, please.
Mike, let me just get one thing absolutely clear here. And, a lot of people know me through the work that I've done. I have no agenda other than to facilitate you to be able to tell your story in a clear and concise manner. I was trying to talk about her disappearance and the mechanics thereof, the official story, and I know that you're itching to tell the story that is in the book, and that's what I want you to do. But we have to say that she disappeared. There are various accounts of how she disappeared. You tell the story from there. How about that?
Okay, Howard.
Wasn't that deliciously uncomfortable? Sorry, I'm sucking on a lollipop that a lady gave me last night. Don't accept sweets from strangers, guys. I'm hoping this has been laced with something. I'm hoping, and something fun, not poisonous. Nothing yet. Quite like lollipops. Wasn't that deliciously uncomfortable? And loads of you were listening because I was tweeting about it. And there was one young lady whose name is Ms. Lee. Is it Catherine? I think might be her first name. I can't remember. And she was going, made such a good point Howard Hughes is the only person in this country who would let a nutjob conspiracy theorist on and tell their story without challenging it too much. And that guy chose to pick a fight with him. That guy chose to pick a fight with him. I love Howard's show. It's funny, right? It's one of those shows where there are bits I find it fascinating and bits I find it a little bit dull. And I was listening to this guy and I thought, I'm not buying, like, this story's a little bit dull. But when it kicked off, it was beautiful. And then he had a really good guest on afterward that he'd pre-recorded. It's a cracking show. Sunday nights, 10 o'clock. Fruitcakes, bullshine, and weirdos. I think, is that the title for it? I think so. I need to check. 0844 499 1000. For those of you asking, this ain't no best of. You think this would be in the best of? Yes, Alan.
Hip, 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 sir.
Hip, 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 Alan. How we doing, boss?
No, brother. How was your week away?
In the end, I didn't go anywhere. We went to Edinburgh last weekend to do the radio show from Sarah Sophie's house, which was a delight. And then I was doing a couple of shows up there. And we did the film ring yesterday, and Saturday I was doing the Saturday show with Gabby Roslin.
Oh, what's that? It was really good.
Thank you, Alan. You're very kind. It was a lot of fun to do. I really enjoyed it.
Do you miss that live TV?
Sorry?
Do you miss live TV?
Here's the thing, Alan, right? I had to go in for a script read-through on the Friday.
Yeah.
And I was sat there, and I was thinking, I don't really want to be here. And they were going through the items for the show, and I was thinking, this isn't me. And I came away, and I texted Kath and said, Kath, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do TV. I don't like TV. I like radio too much. And then when I did it on Saturday, I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I loved talking to the guests. Jane McDonald is the filthiest woman I've met, and she is delightful. I enjoyed talking to David Emmanuel. I enjoyed doing the gadget. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And it made me sad because I haven't done a show like that for about 13 years, right?
Since Rise.
Since Rise, really. And I may not get another chance to do that again for another 13 years. And I came away thinking, oh, I really like this. And I think I'm quite good at it. Without being arrogant, it's my job. It used to be my job. And I'm quite good at it. And I'd like to do more. And I've not watched it back, but I've seen little vines that people have posted. And I look all right. Older, with a beard and with a bit of weight on me, I look all right. And it just made me sad, Alan, because I'd like to do some more of it, and I don't see the opportunity arising.
I think that will be happening.
We'll see.
And you got to work with another brilliant blonde lady.
Oh, Gabby Roslin is the nicest. Some people use the word nice as an insult. She is the most delightful person you could possibly hope to meet. She was the thing about Gabby Roslin, right?
Yeah.
Is, I think we'd met before, but you kind of, when you're sat with her, you kind of feel like you know her and you've known her for years, right? And she was we were just talking and she picked up on something I said and she asked me a question that was quite a personal question. And normally with someone, you'd go, I'd kind of fudge the answer. But I felt so comfortable with her, I told her, I answered her question honestly, and we had this really frank conversation in the makeup chairs about a certain aspect of something. We were just chatting away for it, and I was telling her everything. I was telling Gabby Roslin everything.
I thought you'd be trading stories from your times on Breakfast TV with Gabby on the Big Breakfast and you and Wise.
We didn't. We talked a little bit about those. She was telling me they used to show the banana splits on the Big Breakfast.
You know, when they first started.
I didn't know they did that. So we talked a little bit about that. But we talked about Paul Ross.
Yeah.
Because she's really good friends with Paul Ross. So we talked about all of that.
And he does breakfast here.
And what, sorry?
And he does breakfast here at Talk Radio.
Does he? Is that where he is now? I wondered.
Yeah.
So we talked about, all of that to do with Paul Ross. And what else did we talk? We just talked about telly, and she said to me, Iain, what's this hip, hip, hip thing that all of your fans keep tweeting me about? They keep saying I've got to get you to do hip, hip, hip. And I went, it's nothing. It's nothing. So, ignore that.
So you haven't explained about Prince Charles when he did the
I didn't go into the Prince Charles explanation. I just said it was a way that we greeted each other on the radio show, and she said, "Oh, you got such lovely fans on Twitter here," and I said, "You don't know the half of it." And it was, do you know what, Alan? I absolutely loved it. I loved it, and I'd like to do some more, but I don't know how I don't know how you get any more.
Oh, and I want to say a personal thank you to you for mentioning me in the article.
Oh yeah, Alan Caddick, star of The Observer. You're in The Observer. Very quickly, one final thing, Alan. You know, is it recorded in the same studio that we used to record Rise in?
No, I didn't know that.
It was in the same studios. Oh yeah. So there were a few ghosts wandering around. It was in the Observer newspaper, and it was on the Guardian website. But yes, Alan, you, sir, are in a broadsheet, highbrow newspaper.
Talking about me mum.
Yeah. You didn't mind me mentioning that, did you?
No, not at all.
Good. I knew you wouldn't.
We had a human moment.
I thought, and I hope your mum was pleased if you've mentioned it to her. I just thought it was a nice. By talking about that, I just thought it was a nice way of demonstrating in a sentence how the show goes from being stupid and silly to having moments where people like you can come on.
Gravitas.
A bit of gravitas. Yeah, there we go, sir. But how people like, how callers, including you, can come on and share stuff that's actually a little bit personal. So thank you. I'm glad you took it in the way that it was.
That's brilliant. And now that you're back, and also thanks for putting me on the best of, especially with me for the sleep.
I'm afraid I really fought tooth and nail to make sure you were not part of the best ofs. Yet somehow that memo didn't get through. So in many ways it was kind of like the meh of. It's
whose fault was it?
Now it's time for the of Iain Lee. The bits that are a bit
But whose fault was it?
It was Catherine, and she has been severely thrashed.
Has to be Murdoch.
Not quite been Murdoch yet. That's happening in Finch, aren't we?
Yeah.
I may have to unblock all of the editorial members of The Sun that I've blocked on Twitter.
Including Calvin McKenzie?
I may have to unblock Mr. McKenzie, sir. Yes, sir. I may have to do that, sir. I've blocked David Dinsmore, who's the editor of The Sun, and Kelvin, so I may have to...
What about Rebecca Brooks?
Yeah, I better check I not blocked her as well. Otherwise that could be an awkward first meeting. Anyway, Alan, did we get to the meat and two veg? The thing is as well, right, because people might still think that this is a best of, right? And this bit is going to be in the next best of, I've just decided, right?
Well, it is 11:25 on a Monday evening.
Yeah. So, well, but
I'm proving that it's live.
Well, no, you're not, because supposing...
I was giving a time check.
Yeah, but supposing that this gets put in at 11:25 on a Monday evening best of.
Might be 11:25 on a Tuesday best of.
Well, now you're saying Tuesday, so this could be Tuesday.
Or it could be on a Saturday best of.
Well, it could be on it could be. Or it could be on a Friday. This could be this could be part of the best of on Friday, September the 9th, when I'm off.
All right. I thought you would have got Galloway covering all night.
George Galloway can cover my... I'm supposed to be off next... Right, I'm definitely off on Friday, September the 9th, because I'm taking my boys to see the Bare Naked Ladies, right?
Yeah, that's a good gig.
Good gig. But I'm also supposed to be off next Tuesday. 0844 499 1000, by the way. The point I was making is that people may think this is a best of and they can't call in, but you can call in, so please call in. But I would say that anyway. I'm supposed to be off next Tuesday. I'm supposed to be going to Liverpool.
I've been up there.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be going up there. I've been up there briefly, but I've never really had a look around.
Where about Liverpool are you going?
The Cavern.
Oh, the home of the Beatles.
The home. So it's not the Cavern. It's on the other side of the street because the Cavern got knocked down. But I'm supposed to be going to see one of the Monkeys doing a concert at the Cavern. I've got tickets and all of that stuff.
Is it Peter Talk?
No, I wouldn't go. No, Mickey is Mickey.
Mickey Dolenz.
Correct. I don't know if I can bother to go.
I would. I wouldn't miss seeing a Monkey.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's a 4-hour drive. And then at 40, you obviously have to drive back, And, I don't know if I can be bothered. I might just come in and do the show. I don't know if I can be bothered.
Well, I've had an idea. We'll get Kath and Ed to do the show. Oh. Ed can run the vote. Kath can present.
Oh. the thing is, they're both highly skilled jobs. I don't know if they're capable of.
Well, Kath's been on Periscope last week.
I know, and I watched some of those. Kath, I don't know what the reasoning is behind having best-ofs. I genuinely do. I do. It's to save a few quid, I would imagine. And I said to Catherine that she should offer her services for hosting the show, and she did. And the boss said no, he'd rather play a best-of tape. And I've got absolutely no idea why. I think if you've got someone like Catherine who can present the show easily, offering to do it.
She does the best of talk radio.
Yeah, exactly. Offering to do it for free, to turn that down, I just think is ridiculous. I know why they're doing it. They want to, check online, they want to check stuff and all of that and see if they can save a few quid. I mean, all right, fair enough. But I just think that they should have let her do the show. So it's out of our hands. Speaking out of turn. Yes?
What happened to GHB? Julia Hartley-Brewer.
That's J. That's JHB.
Sorry.
GHB is a drug.
Sorry, I got confused.
Yeah.
What happened to her? I haven't heard her in the past week.
Well, she's been off. She's had the 2 mics, I think, filling in for her, isn't she? Isn't she got the 2 mics filling in?
Yeah, because I had James Whale on today.
Yes, I saw. I had a good chat with James Whale on Saturday because he was on the Saturday show.
Yeah.
We had a nice chat during the break.
Did he tell you how he hated the Big Brother house?
He told me he absolutely detested the Big Brother house. Yes, he also told me that issues he has with the BBC management, which are very similar issues to the ones that I used to have with BBC management.
But he doesn't work at the BBC. He does an internet station.
No, he works at. He's still contracted to Essex.
But most of his beef, he does an internet show, and it gets Facebook to ask the questions.
Oh, does it? Well, he does a show for BBC, but, I said to him, James, come home. Come home, James. We want you. He went, like that. I'm going to cut you off now, Caddick.
Thank you.
There we go. 0844 499 1000. 0844 499 1000. Well, I was going to ask for Nigel from Maidstone to call in, but we know that he doesn't listen to the show. He doesn't even listen to the conversation with me when he's on the telephone. But I don't think Nigel is aware of the remix of the Lindsay Lohan song that Dan did at the DCDJ. Now, we met Dan last night. He came to a film ring. Thank you to everybody who came. Wasn't it a delightful evening? Huh? Wasn't it a lot of fun? We're going to do... Well, I think we're going to do another film ring. But it would have to be completely different from that. We couldn't try and recreate it by showing another crappy film and then getting a surprise guest and a guest that we have back. We couldn't do that because I couldn't find a film that would have as much impact as Kung Fu Elliot. And, we got so lucky in getting Elliot's phone number, not so lucky in getting Blake's phone number, because it turns out if you just go on Facebook and ask him for his phone number, he gives it to you. He posts it on his Facebook page to the point where you go, Blake, delete the phone number, man. But we did. We struck lucky getting Blake and Elliot as surprise guests. The ripple of excitement through the audience when I pulled out a piece of paper and said I had Blake's telephone number on it. Boy. And then obviously we had Jarrett set up and we didn't even show all of the deleted scenes we had. We had loads more. 0844 499 1000. So we want to do another film ring. Maybe. But it would have to be different. And one idea I had, the only idea I've had so far, we may not do it. We may just do a different type of evening there. But the one idea I had was you get 3 independent short filmmakers to come and show their films, and you have like a Q&A with them. So it will be completely different. And what got me thinking that was my friend Dougie Anderson. You know Dougie Anderson, who came on the other week and is, if you follows my career, you'll be aware of Dougie. He's brilliant. He makes short films, and I thought he would be an excellent guest. So you get Dougie down, you show a couple of short films, and then we do a Q&A, and then we have 2 other directors. I'm also thinking I've got a short film that is going to be finished one day, and I could just show that. But I don't know. It's not as instantly sexy as showing a Kung Fu Elliot movie, and it's not as instantly. And it doesn't matter if we didn't have the same number of people coming. I don't know. So I'm really kind of. I'm not thinking too hard about it. I'm not fretting about it. I'm hoping that an idea just kind of pops up and we go, oh yeah, that might work. So I don't know. If anyone's got any suggestions, no, in fact, I don't want your suggestions. If anyone's got any suggestions, keep them to yourself. Because, I'll know a good idea when it comes to me. I will know a good idea when it comes to me. 0844 499 1000. But, the point I was trying to make is that Nigel from Maidstone is unaware that there has been a remix of the Lindsay Lohan song. And I need to talk to him because I want to go to Maidstone, to go to his house, shock horror, and with a film crew, and film us recording. Well, I mean, we knocked out that song in like a 5-minute phone call, so we could do like a double album's worth of material in an afternoon. You know, it took the Beatles, I think, 11 hours to record the Please Please Me album. I mean, we could do like 5 of those. We're more prolific than the 1962 Beatles. But I need Nigel to get in touch, you see. This is the thing. I need Nigel to get in touch so that we can make that point. Anyway, some of you won't have heard this. Now, this is a little bit ruder, and I mean, it's after 11:30, so I think we can get away with this. But Dan, at the DC DJ, did a remix of Barry from Watford when he called in a couple of weeks ago. And, well, it's a little bit raunchier, this. I would put it up there with... what's that disco song? Is it the one that Love to Love You, Baby? It's a bit like Love to Love You, but it's a little bit blue. So here we go.
I'm a city man, you're a city lady. I'm a city man, you're a piece of lazy. I'm John Oakes and I'm a city man. I'm Steve Hawking, I'm a city man. But I'm a city man, you're a city lady. I'm a city man, you're a piece of lazy. I'm John Oakes and I'm a city man. I'm Steve Hawking, I'm a city man. But true identity,
True identity. I'm a city man. No one knows what they're gonna see. I'm a city man. And then we take it to school. I wanna take you to the... I'm a city man. You're a city lady. I'm a city man. You're a city lazy. I'm John Oakes and I'm a city man. I'm Steve Hawking. I'm a city man. I'm a city man. You're a city lady. I'm a city man. You're a city lazy. I'm John Oakes and I'm a city man. I'm Steve Hawking. I'm a city man. True identity. I'm a titty man. True identity. I'm a titty man. True identity. True identity. I'm a titty man. My titty. I'm a titty man. I'm a titty man. You're a titty lady. I'm a titty man. You're a titty lazy. I'm John Oakes and I'm a titty man. I'm Steve Hawking. I'm a titty man. I'm a titty man. You're a titty lady. I'm a titty man. You're a titty lazy. I'm John Oakes and I'm a titty man.
I'm out.
Now, I had Barry from Watford got in touch with me when he first heard that at the weekend, maybe Friday, Saturday, I can't remember. And he kept bugging me. So you got to listen to this. You got to listen to this. You got to listen to this. And I was like, I can't. I'm busy. And I listened to it with the last 6% of my phone battery, and in a car park. It was a very seedy moment, and I only got half of the song. But boy, oh boy, I could not stop singing it. I could not stop singing it. 0844 499 1000. Well, 0844 499 1000. We call you back, guys. Hannah.
Hello,
Hey,
how
Hannah.
are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, how are you?
So. What's happening on September 2nd?
Everyone is invited to come down to see the show being made.
So what's you on the radio, basically?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, okay.
So, yeah,
That's fun,
September
mate.
the 2nd, everybody is invited to come to Talk Towers and see the show being made. We're going to hopefully have Pete Heat, the magician, coming in, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to have my mind has gone. The Rocking Birds coming in to do a couple of songs. They're a country band that I used to dig in the 90s. They're brilliant. They're going to come in and play a couple of songs, hopefully. And on the telephone, we're going to have Neil Hannon from the Divine Comedy.
Oh, sounds like a good evening.
It sounds like a good evening. And do you know how much it will cost?
Nothing.
Diddly squat. It's a freebie from us to you. Everybody is invited down.
Oh, Lady Lickadon's coming down then.
Come down, and you can go. People want to come in for 20 minutes, half an hour, the whole show. They're more than welcome to. You've got to make your own way here and own way back, right? And we're right in the arse end of nowhere. I should let you know.
So you can't pay for my cab then?
No, not paying for cabs, not paying for nothing like that. And if there's any, and we will have a very strict policy, if there is any argy-bargy, if there's any behaviour that Kath and I do not like, you're out straight away. None of that. Please, if you're a member of Daesh and you're thinking, oh, this will be a great opportunity to come and make a statement by, I don't know, blowing myself up live on radio, on national radio, we haven't got that many listeners. I swear to God, it is not worth any terrorist organisation using this as an opportunity to propagate their filth, okay? Because I've seen the radar figures. Mate, it ain't worth dying for. You'd get about 15 virgins for that. Seriously, you wouldn't get the full 72. You'd get, they go, yeah, but you're on Talk Radio. No one was listening. I've seen the radar figures. No, you only get 15 of them.
It's not that bad, surely.
So that's what's happening on Friday. That's next week. This is what's happening next week Friday. Everyone can rock up, and we'll see. It might be a disaster. It might be all right. I think it'll be all right. We've not worked out the technicals of it yet, and we've got no idea how it's going to work. But that'll be part of the joy.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I was calling up for, really.
All right then. Thanks for calling. Tutty bye.
Bye.
Bye. We'll talk about it more next week. But yeah, next Friday, 10 till 1. You're welcome to come down and hang out and stuff. Will they be able to hear? This is what the problem we were talking about the output, about them being able to hear the output. Will they be able to hear the output? They'll be able to, will they? Fine. We'll have a magician. We'll have some singers there. It could be awful. It might not be. Dan!
Hello. Oh, you're on speaker. Wait a minute.
Oh, God.
That's fixed.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Right. Yes, Ian, I've had a week without the kids and without the missus.
Uh-oh.
I'm sat in my pants.
Yeah.
There's flies in the house.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
Doesn't matter. I'm beginning my third week without my wife and children. I'm missing those boys terribly now.
I'm slightly missing the kid and the missus now. But they said to me on Sunday, we're going to stay an extra couple of days. Is that all right? And I went, Yeah?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the peace. I'm enjoying being able to watch a movie. I did have a couple of days last week of just abject despair and self-hatred. That's fine. I'm looking forward.
I've had the same, major anxiety attacks today. It's been an awful day. But on the upside, the day is nearly over.
Today, I did a thing today, right? I was struggling today, and I took the dog out I was going to bring the dog in tonight, and I just thought, I can't be asked. And I took the dog out for a long walk so that she'd be worn out, and then I just went home, and I went to bed, and I couldn't sleep. I was just lying in bed for 2 hours, just full of, I don't know what I was full of. And then I kind of thought I ought to come into work now, so I came into it. And I stopped at the petrol station, and I stacked up on and it doesn't sound much, right? But I bought this horrible crappy sandwich and a big coffee and a couple of those massive bags of sweets. And I was eating them.
What kind of massive bags of sweets?
Oh, Revels and Counters. I really like Counters. Have you had Counters?
I have. They are the minstrels without the crispy shell.
Yeah. And they are just like, I just keep shoving those things down my throat. And I did it because I wanted to make myself feel fat, and now I feel fat, and I wanted to make myself feel sick and bloated, and I did feel sick. I still feel a bit bloated. I didn't do it for the pleasure of eating Counters and Revels.
Why did you want to make yourself feel sick?
Self-abuse.
Right.
Self-abuse. And it's like a mild form of self-abuse, but it's in the same way that...
Well, it's the kind you can do in public as well.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the same way that people cut themselves. I know, not, anyway, people say, he's comparing eating 2 bags of sweets to cut himself. There is a similar thing in that it is to do with just punishing yourself.
But in a delicious way.
Well, it wasn't delicious. It was horrible, actually. The Counters were quite nice, but then I got to I was horrible, and I'm eating them thinking, I don't want to be eating these. I don't want to be eating these. It's nuts. The human mind, right, is nuts. And I've got this theory, right, that we're all effed up. All of us are effed up, right? And that there is nobody who is, in inverted commas, normal or is coping. I don't think anybody's coping, but some people are better at pretending than others.
Yeah, that's it. Some people, they have the illusion that they have not a care in the world, but they're not coping.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that is coping. I genuinely think that we're all nuts, and we've all got our kinks and our perversions and our ways of getting through the day. And well, I've just got a smile on my face now. For Wednesday, Dean Torrance is coming on the show on Wednesday. He's just emailed Catherine. He's obviously not listening to the show, otherwise he would have retracted that. Dean Torrance from Jan and Dean will be on the show on Wednesday.
For a moment, I thought you said Dean Koontz, the horror writer or the sci-fi writer.
No.
Ian, you're having people in the studio or in the special room.
Yes.
If you have your listeners in the special room, how many will be left listening at home?
It depends how many turn up. Give me a number of how many you think might turn up.
I think you're looking at a good, probably about 20.
Oh, so they'll be bringing friends, will they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weeknight, isn't it? It's schoolwork. Work night.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Is it Friday?
It's Friday. The 2nd of September is a Friday.
Well, it's my birthday the next week. A bit early.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't say that's not a thing. It's my birthday the next week. That's not a thing.
It's my birthday the next week and a little bit earlier.
It's my birthday the next year. It's not a thing. You say your birthday.
It's your birthday the next year every year.
Exactly. So you can't just. Well, no. Sometimes it's my birthday this year.
When?
Earlier, but you can't say
it's not your birthday this year.
It doesn't make you
65 days in a year.
It doesn't make you special by saying, "Oh, it's my birthday the week after." But that's a nothing.
I know, but I've barely had human interaction for a week, other than work, and that doesn't count.
I did my thing today of going online on Xbox and pretending to be a sweary American.
Do you do it by putting the microphone ever so slightly too close to your mouth? So it's all like, what are you doing, man?
No, I don't. No, I treat the microphone with respect, but I go, "Hey guys, how we doing today? Let's go and kick some ass." And then you got all these English kids going, "Oh, that's great. Whereabouts you from?" "I'm from Texas and New York, and I want to go and kick some ass. Let's go and kick some ass."
Dallas, Texas, New York City.
Yeah, I do all
God
that.
bless America.
I can only play video games whilst I'm pretending to be an American.
I can't play video games online anymore.
Why is that? Your mum turned the Wi-Fi off and not give you the password?
Yeah, that's it. But the problem is, I don't enjoy playing against people I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't really enjoy the shooting games anymore.
I get great pleasure from playing people I don't know. I can't play against people I know because I haven't got any friends. And why can't you play the shooting games?
Oh, I don't enjoy playing them in groups. I can play the single-player campaigns and really enjoy them because there's a goal.
Okay, so you're a pussy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't like the goal. I like running around, and sometimes I like keeping them on their toes with a few team kills. Do like a good team kill.
The other day, there was a game a few years ago that stole far too many of my hours.
Yeah.
And it was called Pac-Man Championship Edition DX.
Oh gosh.
Basically, it was Pac-Man, and it's going to sound like a cliche. Pac-Man on acid.
Hey!
You've got a 5-minute countdown. You've just got to beat your score.
Yeah.
And now there's a sequel, and I have a child.
Where was the psychedelic bit that the reference to acid implied was
that
inherent?
was the graphics. The graphics would pulsate and move, and the game might melt on the screen.
So it was literally like it was on acid then?
It was Pac-Man on acid on Xbox.
Wowzers. I met the guy that made Pac-Man.
Wasn't it on, was it Thumb Bandits or Thumb Candy?
Thumb Candy, the good one. And he was I met him, and he's very sweaty and very nervous. And I got the impression that he was being held prisoner in Namco. And that he was just wheeled out. Anytime anyone wanted to interview the guy that made Pac-Man, he'd be wheeled out, right? And there's this story. The story that he tells is obviously made up, right? So your question is, how did you come up with Pac-Man, right? And the story he tells in Japanese, and it's translated. For all I know, he was saying, please get me out of here. These guys are going to kill me, right? But the story that is relayed from this sweaty, nervous man who's never made a decent game since. He's made Pac-Man, doesn't need to make a decent game. He's made one of the best games of all time.
He's rich, he's loaded.
No, he's not.
Spend the money because he's trapped.
No, he's not. He's not loaded.
Oh.
No, he got a salary. Oh, he got a salary. He got a salary and a tasty bonus, but he's not loaded. No, Namco are loaded, right? So you say, how did you come up with Pac-Man? He said, well, I was eating pizza, and I cut a slice of pizza out, and I looked down at my plate, and I thought, that looks like a good video game character. So I invented Pac-Man. And you just think, no, mate, that's not. And of course, you know what it was called in Japan?
It was called Puckman.
It's called Puckman. And again, this story is made up, right? They sold it to the States as Puckman, P-U-C-K man. And the story is that the boxes were getting, the cabinets were getting vandalised, and a little bit of the P in Puck was being rubbed out or removed with black marker pens, so it said man. Now, I don't believe that story either.
I believe they did change the name.
Yes.
But I don't believe there's too much defacing going on.
Someone show me a picture of an American arcade Puckman cab vandalised to look like... And I'll have you. But I don't believe it.
Now I need to talk... there's a game. There's an urban legend about a game, and this is very Howard Hughes territory. It's a game that apparently stole people's minds.
Oh, it wasn't the Aerosmith game, was it? Because that was good.
No.
No? Okay.
Hey, you said the Pac-Man creator was trying to escape from Namco.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is he can't... apparently he nearly did it.
Go on.
He got to Midway.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey. What was the game that steals your mind?
I've completely forgotten its name. I will look it up and I will send you a link.
Thank you very much indeed, Dan. Thank you. Always a pleasure. And that's how this show rolls, guys. We've literally, for the last 2 hours, we've sat here and not talked about anything. We've just kind of, we've had an awkward interview. We've with Dot Wiggin from the Shaggs. We played an awkward bit from Howard Hughes last night, and we've just sat here kind of talking about nothing, really. And that's how the show works. So if you want to call in and talk about nothing, you can do. I mean, I've not even bothered. I've done it tonight. I've come in with a blank sheet of paper. Got nothing. And I did have a little look through the newspapers when I came in. It's all Olympics and David Beckham's ex-bodyguard living in an airport. That's kind of all there is in the papers. Isn't it funny how everyone's gone quiet on the Paralympics? It's been downgraded to just like a sports day, I think. Rio, they've not sold hardly any tickets to the Paralympics, and they've run out of money, and so they've downgraded it to just like a fun day. Seriously, they've not even got a running track. They've just they've just got using the local park. And for the hockey, they're actually using jumpers for goalposts. They're actually doing it. I'm surprised no one's made a bigger fuss about that, because that's actually that's a pretty snarky story. I'm not saying that's what we're going to talk about in the next hour. We can do if you want to. You're more than welcome to. 0844 499 1000. But there's hardly anything in the papers, and I did have a little glimpse through that. There's hardly anything about the Paralympics being downgraded. Imagine. It's downgraded. We're not sold any tickets. I went to the Paralympics. The only bit of the Olympics I saw in 2012 was I went to the Paralympic weightlifting. It was awesome. 0844 499 1000. Paul, stay there. Come to you after this.
Talk Radio.
So, there you go. It's a show about nothing. You can call in about nothing, and I could make it easy and give you a load of topics, but where's the fun in that? 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Here's a message from the Haters Club, dedicated to the one I love. I've been cursed by your wicked kiss. Once felt, it's forever missed, forever missed. I'm a member of the Haters Club, and I'm hating every minute of me without you, you without me. Give me some of that misery, that misery. I'm a high hater. I run with the best like Darth Vader and the Witch of the West, poisoning apples to make you ill, like Cruella de Vil. I'll set you up for the kill. It's such a twisted state of bliss, indulging in such hatefulness. I just need a prequel to redeem my evil, 'cause I wasn't always like this, like this. Seeing couples hand in hand makes it hard for me to understand. Me without you, you without me. Give me some of that misery, that misery. I'm a high hater. I run with the best
hush yourself. I had in my hand a piece of paper. But before that, let's go to Paul. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Paul.
I was just wondering if you was a Discogs user.
Yes.
A user of the website Discogs.
I got the reference. I was on Discogs today looking something up.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Was it expensive? Or was
No, it didn't exist. It didn't exist. I'm after some records.
These things happen, don't they?
Yeah, I'm after some stuff that was released online by the artist, and you can't. They were never released on CD or anything. You can't get them, and they list them on Discogs, but you can't get them.
Yeah, they do, don't they? They list them.
But I like Discogs. For those who don't know, let's explain. Let's cut to the chase. Let's stop messing about.
Go for it.
Let's go for it. Let's dive straight in there. Let's tell them exactly what it is. Discogs is. It's a geeky record site for old farts like me and Paul, where you can go. It's like eBay, but it's a little bit more niche. It's true, isn't it?
That's exactly it, yeah.
Exactamundo. What was the last thing you bought on there, Paul?
Oh, Shonen Knife.
What?
Compilation.
What?
Shonen Knife.
Shonen Knife. I thought you said Show Me Life, the Japanese band. Yeah.
I bought a compilation. It wasn't expensive. It's readily available, but it just turned out it was cheaper for me to buy it on there than it was my local store.
I never quite got Shonen Knife.
Yeah, you know, they're okay. Not all their songs are brilliant.
They did a version of Daydream Believer, of course.
Yes.
By the
They
Monkees.
did a lot of Ramones covers.
Yeah, here we go. Here's one. Hang on a minute. Let's see what this is. This is on. Where's me? Hang on a minute. Here we go. Here's one. Nah, I've only got that one album, Brand New Night. It's an old album, that. Anyways, let's give him another try. There's one called Keep On Rocking. Here we go, hang on.
So that's the plectrum.
Yeah, plectrum bass, isn't it? Plectrum. That's how I play the bass. Yeah. I play the bass with the plectrum. I can't do the picking.
Or you need a solid thumb.
Here we go. Hang on. Oh, come on. Nah, they're rubbish. I was right. And I'll listen to them again in another 20 years. They're rubbish.
I just needed it because I didn't have any.
Yeah.
So I go for the compilation.
We like to fill in our gaps, don't we?
Oh, yes.
I did something quite powerful this past week. Sorry? I went to IKEA, right?
No.
Yeah. And I was dreading it because I needed to buy a couple of new rugs because the dog when she was a puppy, she wasn't house trained, she ruined the rugs. And I wanted to get some storage boxes, right? I wanted to get some boxes because I've got all these books, I've got loads and loads of books, and I don't want to chuck any books away, but we've got no more bookshelves. So all the books that I have read in the last 6 months, I've put them into boxes, I've put them in the garage, right? So, it means that I've got fresh books around me, and then in a year's time, I can go and swap them back over. So it's sorted, right? So I bought myself a lot of space there. Right. And of course, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me tell you a little story, Paul. That song I just played, I'm going to tell you. The song I played at the top of the hour was by Marnie Coppola, right? Who is I think is a genius, right?
And
she came
clever lady.
Sorry?
Clever.
She's a very, very clever lady. And she was on the show a couple of weeks ago. We put out the interview again last week. Anyway. And she emails me now, because I'm trying to get her to come over to the UK. So she emailed me when I was in IKEA saying, oh, by the way, Ian, here's a new song. Do you think I should include it on the new album? Do you think the UK fans will connect with it? Right? She's American. And so I'm in IKEA listening to this new song that no one's ever heard. And it's brilliant. And I replied to her, it's brilliant, I'm in IKEA. Right? Yeah. I don't know why I told her that. But to sound, because she's quite urban, right? She lives in New York, right? So to make myself sound cool, I didn't say, I'm in IKEA. I said, I'm in effing IKEA. It's a bit urban, isn't it? I'm in effing IKEA. And what I'm saying is, I'm a family man, I've got responsibilities, and I like having nice things in my home, but man, it's a drag. Oh, it's a drag being in effing IKEA and having to give money to the man. F that. Oh, F that. I'd rather be rolling a fat one and, going on a cruise, going on a barge down the river or something. Something cool, right? Something cool like that. Right?
Like, what's that thing the Oxford people do?
The ox?
With the sticks.
I'd like to get a stick inside an ox. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking, right? And so she replied, this was how cool she is, right? She replied with the word IKEA, and then emojis, yeah?
Who?
You know emojis, yeah?
No, I never heard that.
Right. Who's that with you? Who's the prisoner?
My wife has just told me I should get off the phone.
You got a phone?
I have a phone.
Yeah, you're talking to me on it, Paul.
Yeah, my wife's just told me
what
I should get off the phone.
Oh, ask her if she knows what an emoji is.
Do you know what emoji is, Quinn?
Paul, stop it. Yeah, just put the phone down.
She's told me to put the phone down.
But does she know what an emoji is?
Do you know what an emoji is?
What?
No, she's giving...
Okay. There was an F-bomb there, we dumped that. But I didn't hear what she said before the F-bomb, Kath. Did you hear, Kyle, what she said before the F-bomb? You would have heard the F-bomb as well, wouldn't you, Kyle?
No, I got it on the phone. So, no, I didn't. I was more amazed. I was so breathtaking by that.
Kath is typing on my screen that she said, let you and your woman speak.
Hang on, let me work this out. Does she think he's having an affair?
With me?
That's mental.
And but yet, they're still in the same. God, don't you want to know? This is the beauty of this gig, Kyle. Right? This is why doing this time of night is the best time of night. Right after 11:30 is when it really starts cooking, because I have now got so many questions about Paul. I think he's from Southend, and his relationship with his wife, and whether anything you'd been drinking or whatever, or were they in bed, were they downstairs? Well, so many questions. So many questions. Wow.
That's just... excuse me, my voice is going. I feel really bad, because I was just going to ask you about, is it IKEA or IKEA?
It's IKEA, you muppet. What do you think you are, my mate Conan's mum?
No. On the TV advert now it says IKEA.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
They really well do.
Maybe they do, but it's IKEA.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I have another question for you. So this thing next week in your studio on the 2nd of September, that sounds fantastic.
Yes.
And I was thinking, that's brilliant, obviously. I love the Divine Comedy. I didn't know about that.
Yep.
I think we were at the same...
He's going to be on the phone. Neil Hannon's going to be on the phone. Let me say that.
Very true. Yep. But a very talented man.
Yeah.
However, I'm just thinking, is this some sort of trap, like film night, where you're going to get us all in the studio, and like last night failed, so you'll get us all in one place, and then just kill us like the John Jones Massacre?
It's an interesting idea. Having seen the listening figures, I can't really afford to kill the 50 people that will turn up.
It wouldn't help the Rajas, would it? Really?
It would. We'd be into negative figures.
No, you see, I'm into your game now, though, because I'm still thinking, cast my mind back. I still want to know more about that bloke now, ringing in, and his missus thinking that he's doing a bit.
He'll call him again. We've spoken to Paul before, I'm sure we have. And
I don't remember him.
I'm sure we've spoken to Paul before. Are we not, Kath? Oh, Kath's saying we've not. Okay, well... we've not. He sounded half cut, to be honest. 0844 499 1000. What was I talking to him about, though? Emojis. So, she sends... You know what emojis are, don't you, Kyle?
Yeah, the little symbol pictures.
Get him to ask his missus what an emoji was. That's just made me laugh. So anyway, she writes back because she Imani Coppola understands the frustration of me being in IKEA. She writes back IKEA, and then she has a picture of a head, and then she has a gun pointing to the head. And I think she was saying that I should run amok with a Glock in the shop.
But do you know they've changed the emoji picture now? Do you know about this?
No.
Yeah, they've changed it. So instead of a gun, it's a water pistol. Seriously, I'm not winding you up.
Hang on a minute. Let me check my emails. Because I do get emails from pop stars. How do I search? Hang on, Imani. Hang on a minute. I've emailed 2 really cool people in the last couple of days. I have. No, that's a gun, mate. That's definitely a gun.
What? They changed it in the next update? Cause I saw something.
I'll update your face with my fist in a minute if you keep on.
Oh.
I've emailed 2 people, Michael Nesmith, and also here's who I've emailed at the weekend. Bruce Lee's wife.
Well, why do you email
her? To say that I have information about her. No, to see if she'll come on the show. Bruce Lee's wife and daughter, I've emailed them to see if they'll come on the show. How cool would that be, getting Shannon or Linda on? That would be awesome.
That would be quite cool.
That would be really cool, man.
Have you not thought about, I was thinking about somebody from, what's she called? Elvis Presley's missus. Or does she cost too much now?
She wouldn't want to come on something like this. I've got no connection with Elvis Presley's missus, but with Bruce Lee, I've got a spiritual connection. So, Kyle, stay there. I'm going to come to you after this. 0844 499 1000. So, Kyle, I've got a letter. I've got a fan letter.
Okay.
Shall we open it? I've not opened it. Shall we open it?
You got to open it and read it now, live on air.
I'm wondering if it's from the fruitcake who keeps sending me anonymous daft letters. Let's have a look. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's not from Stephen, is it?
No, this is typed. Hang on a second. And this might be serious. Hang on. Hang on a minute. It's from someone called Ben. I'm not going to read it all because it's a nice letter, and they're referencing something that happened on the show that they were particularly touched by. Iain, I love what you and Kath are doing. What? Okay. I look forward to the podcast. So keep on trucking. There's a phrase you don't hear anymore. Who invented the keep on trucking phrase? Because in the 70s, right, was it I remember that my dad used to work with a company called GH Lucking. It wasn't Dave Lee Travis. That was keep on touching.
Can you say that now?
No. We can keep on touching the cordless telephone. No, the phoneless cord, wasn't it? That was what he I can't say what she's just written on the screen. What was it? The prize that he would give away? A phoneless cord. Hello, Kyle.
Oh no, sorry. I thought you were talking to Catherine. Sorry.
No, talk to her anytime.
Sorry. But is it a nice letter?
Hang on. Yes, and that's a nice letter. Thank you, Ben.
The only thing
I apologise, Ben, for thinking that you might be. You read that, Kath. That's nice. I apologise, Ben, for thinking you might be a serial killer or a serial masturbator. You're not. You're a nice person that's written a nice letter, and thank you very much indeed. Do you read that, Kath? That's nice. Kyle, get to the flipping point of this bloody call, man.
Well, I was just going to ask whether you were going to kill us all. But anyway, are you going to write back to him now? And would you use nice note paper? Would you actually handwrite a note and say thank you for the compliments on the show?
No, I don't think there's an address on there. There might be. I don't write letters. Don't do that. No.
Oh.
No, well, that's not what you called in for, because you didn't know I had that letter, Kyle.
No, I called in just to see whether you were going to try and assassinate us all. Well,
no. Well, it wouldn't be an assassination. It would just be a mass murder. Because none of you, unless you're like political leaders or something, it's not going to be an assassination. Here we go. Here's the question. When does a murder become an assassination? Political leaders, that's definitely assassination, right? When the guy tried to shoot Ronald Reagan to impress Jodie Foster, that was an assassination attempt, right?
Yeah.
If I was to try and kill the Pope, that would be an assassination attempt. If I succeeded, it would be an assassination. But yet people often refer to the murder of John Lennon as an assassination. So is an assassination... It can't just be a public figure, because Jill Dando it was called a murder. I know we're speaking freely and I'm not making light of any of these things. I'm just using them as example. Jill Dando was referenced as a murder, wasn't it? Not an assassination. So, is it a leader? Because it could be argued that John Lennon was a kind of leader. There's that video of him, give peace a chance, and he's walking down the streets. I don't know. 084, there we go. This is the last 47 minutes of a very sombre show. When does a murder become an assassination? Oh, hang on. Kyle, stay there. I bet Gary knows. Gary?
Yes, Mr. Lee.
When does a murder become an assassination?
Well, I was trying to lighten the mood a little bit. That's a bit heavy, isn't it, at this time of night? I think an assassination is if it's maybe a president or something, but not maybe someone who's in the public figure.
Well, but okay, well then I reference you again to John Lennon. There is a film called The Assassination of John Lennon. So he was assassinated.
I think they were trying to ride the wave of Kennedy on that one, weren't they?
Well, the old Kennedy wave. Hang on, Gary, we'll come to your point in a minute. Carl, did we get to your point?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, thanks for calling. Yes, Gary, what did you call in for, boss?
I was just trying to lighten the mood a little bit. Just want to play a bit of concert roulette. I'm just coming back from a concert. I want you to guess which one it was.
You've been to a concert. Okay, let me have a little think. I tell you what I'm going to do, Gary. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, right? And through the answers, I'm going to work out who you went to see. All right?
Sounds good.
Play a game? Right, okay. First question.
Okay.
Who did you go and see in concert tonight?
That would be giving it away. I can give you a location if you want. It was in London.
It was Wembley, wasn't it? It was the O2?
No, wasn't the O2. Well, kind of the O2, but not the O2.
Oh, so it was in the Indigo Room at the O2?
No, it was an O2 something, but not the O2 or the Indigo O2.
O2, right, well that's either... Was that Shepherd's Bush then?
No, not Shepherd's Bush.
Where's the other O2 then? It's not what used to be called the Hammersmith Apollo.
In Kentish Town? Do you know Kentish Town?
The Town and Country Club!
The Forum.
Well, it was the Town and Country Club in my day, then the Forum.
It used to be the HMV Forum, and then they changed it to the O2 Forum.
So you've been to see somebody, and I'm not going to Google this because I genuinely, I'm excited. Now that is a mid-sized venue.
Yeah.
Right? So that is normally, was it up and coming, or was it down and going?
I wouldn't say up and coming, maybe... You could categorise it as down and going.
Down and going. And
been around for 15, 20 years.
There we go. Down and going. It's a good sized venue for up and coming or down and going acts.
Yes. They've been around for quite a while.
British or American?
American.
Ooh. 20 years. So they would have started about late 90s. American.
Late 90s, early 2000s, they were quite big.
Nickelback.
It's along those lines.
Oh God, you've wasted your money. Sixpence None the Richer. I made myself laugh by remembering them. Do you remember them? Sixpence None the Richer.
Yeah.
They did
was that Kiss Me? Was it?
Their hit was Kiss Me. Then the follow up to it was There She Goes by the Lars.
That's right. Yeah. They disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't think they could sell out the Forum or the pub next to it. Actually.
No, I don't think they could. The pub next to it, the Bull and Gate, is it? The Bull and Gate?
Yeah, that's been all redone. Actually, it's quite nice in there. And then there's the Assembly Room, which is a pub on the corner just as you come out of the station. Pretty nice food in there.
I used to the Bull and Gate. I've played at the Bull and Gate, and I've seen Frank Sidebottom there a lot. Kathy's guessing Evanescence, but you don't sound like a Christian rocker to me. No,
definitely not Evanescence.
River City People?
No. The two, I'll give you another clue then.
Go on.
The two brothers.
Yeah.
Who are the lead singers and the main guitarist.
Well, not Van Halen.
Not Van Halen, no.
Mate, I'm going to be honest. It's going to be some poxy band I've never heard of. Oh, no, don't lose him now. Gary? Oh, you are... Gary? Oh, you are joking. You are joking. Get him straight back. Call him straight back immediately. Oh. I did make myself laugh by remembering Sixpence None the Richer. It's a terrible name for a band. And River City People. Remember they had a hit with California Dreaming, wasn't it? I think that was it. And that was it. Oh, we can't get hold of Gary. What a bummer. Gary, I think we've got you back.
Sorry about that. I was on a train, so I went through a tunnel.
Oh, mate, that was a nasty, a cruel game. Go on then. Who was it? I can't work it out.
Good Charlotte.
Oh, well, that is Good Charlotte American. I thought they were Welsh.
No, Welsh? No, they're American.
Well, you say I couldn't name you a Good Charlotte song.
You must know Young and the Hopeless.
I don't know it off the top.
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
What was the last song they played for the encore?
Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
All right. Well, if I can get my internet to Good Charlotte.
When you put it on, Lifestyles of the Rich, you must recognise that. You're a music guru.
All right. Let's have a. All right, here we go. Let's have a little listen. This is the official video for Lifestyles. What's all these adverts on YouTube, guys?
Oh, it drives me mad. I can't listen to anything without watching an advert now.
And it's a whole 12 seconds we've got to sit through. Well, I'm not even going to look at it well, I've got to look at it to see. Right, 6, 5. How does it go? Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Is that it?
Not far off.
Here we go.
Not far
Hang on, listen. Oh, I know this. Here we go. Oh dear. Okay. There's a touch of Blink 182s about them, and a touch of what was the band I bought the album. Hang on, let me just get to the chorus. Hang on. Rich and famous, they're always complaining, always complaining. It's lifestyles of the rich and famous. I love my baby, and drive me crazy. Did he have his hair done up in the punk style?
Yeah, kind of. He wore most of it. That's lighting the mood, other than assassination.
Because he's going bald, isn't it? They remind me of who are the band that did. I quite like them. Is there a song called Black Parade?
Oh, My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, I liked My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, good band.
That was a good album. That.
Yeah, it was a really good album actually. Yeah, I agree. Really good album.
All right, Gary. Well, thank you for that, mate. Was it good? Did you enjoy it?
I did indeed.
Beautiful.
Did indeed. I'll give you a little call on the way back.
There you go. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. Always happy to take calls from people on the way back from bands. Monday night gig. You see, Monday night gig. Good Charlotte. Tomorrow, Catherine and I are going to see the new Beatles movie, which is based on Lord of the Rings. You know, they were going to make a film that was after Help that was going to be based on it was going to be Lord of the Rings. They were going to make Lord of the Rings, and Ringo was going to be Bilbo. That would have been awesome. Then they had, I think this was before Help, they had Joe Orton write a film script for them, or at least a treatment of a film script. And I think John and Paul, someone with more Beatles knowledge will know. So Joe Orton was going to write a film script for the Beatles, and John and Paul, I think, were going to be, it was going to be implied that they were gay, and they were going to go around doing like robberies and stuff. Man, that would have been awesome, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? And then I think that morphed into Loot. I think I might be connecting 2 or 3 slightly different things, but I'm sure that's how I remember it. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to go and see the Beatles, the Beatles on Tour movie, directed by Ron Howard, Richie Cunningham from Happy Days, which I'm very, very excited about. We're going to go and see it at a press screening. Oh, that reminds me, I've got a press copy of the Mike Love book, right, the guy from the Beach Boys. And the two bits I want to read to you, I can't read to you, because one involves racial language, and one involves the sexual word. Oh, no, I can read it, because I can change the words. I won't read the racial language one, because that will... it's on my phone, because I've got a picture of it. No, I can do it, and I can change the word, because I know we've got young ears and stuff. So this is the Mike Love book, right, which is a cracking read. I'm absolutely loving it. So, right, this is Mike Love, lead singer of the Beach Boys, cousin to Brian, Dennis and Carl, and he talks about Dennis Wilson, right? This is how he starts the second chapter of the book. As teenagers, Dennis and I would wake up early and go fishing on the Redondo Beach breakwater, passing the day talking about girls, our parents, the indignity of adolescence and sex. No one's ever spoken... The indignity of adolescence... Hey, Dennis, should we talk about the indignity of adolescence? I don't know what it means. I was only 3 years older than Dennis, but that's about 30 in teenage years. So I tried to give him some pointers. Now, I'm going to use a different word in a minute, right? But the clever amongst you will be able to put the right word in. So I tried to give him some pointers and was the first to tell him about cunning linguists. Cunning linguists. It piqued his interest. And by... that's how I hope he's doing an audiobook of this. If he's doing I think he is. If he's doing an audiobook, man alive, that clip's going to get played all the time during the news. It piqued his interest. And and this is the thing, right? By Mike Love telling Dennis Wilson about that, I'm gonna make a conservative estimate. 250,000 women were much happier, including Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac. So Mike Love gets a bad rap. Ladies should be thanking him. A lot of ladies should be doing a lot of thanking. But this book is genuinely, honestly, I love it. And I'm reading it really slowly because I'm savouring it. Savouring it. It's one of those books, I want to enjoy this. And I know that if I could sit down, I could demolish this in a day. And I don't want to. I want to savour it. Because I reckon Brian Wilson's got a book coming out as well. Dean Torrance has got a book coming out, which I've ordered. I've ordered it. And that'll be a good read. I reckon the Brian Wilson one might be a bit dry. It'll sell more than the Mike Love one. It will sell like 10 times the number of the Mike Love books. And the Mike Love book will get reviews based on the fact that he's wearing a cap on the cover. He's an old bald rock star. They don't like showing the fact they're bald. They hate it. You know, we all know what's under there, and it's kind of like an unwritten rule. No one mentions it. Mike Love might be coming on the show. I'm desperately chasing that. And the book will get slated because it's Mike Love. And I cannot, for the life of me, work out why he's so hated by music journalists. I mean, I know, I kind of know why, but I don't understand why music journalists can't see through that bullshit. And one of the 0844 499 1000, by the way, one of the reasons he gets slated, right? He gets slated because apparently he didn't like Pet Sounds. That's not true. He gets slated because he got upset with the lyrics because he didn't understand the lyrics to Smile. Well, he had to sing them. So, of course he's going to ask Van Dyke Parks, who wrote the lyrics, I don't know what this means. Can you explain it to me? Of course he's got to sing it. And that wasn't the reason Smile didn't get released. It got released because didn't get released because the Beach Boys decided at that point to sue their record company, and Brian Wilson decided to take way more acid than his fragile mind could take. But you also get slated because of, like, some of the songs that he did in the 80s were rubbish. Some were rubbish, man. Awful. And the fact that his singing was a bit rubbish in the 80s. He really, if you watch videos of Mike Love in the 80s, he really plays up the nasal thing. It's weird. I don't know why. But no one mentions Give My Regards to Broad Street, a whole movie that Paul McCartney made that I've watched 3 times. And I must be even Paul McCartney's not seen it 3 times. It's unwatchable. It is. There are some good moments in it. The ballroom dancing scene is superb. But for the most part, it is terrible, right? And that's a Beatle. I remember Give My Regards to Broad Street coming out in the cinema, 1984, I think. And I remember seeing trailers for it and clips of it on kids' programmes. It was awful. And no one goes, oh, Paul McCartney's a right knob, right? Because he made that awful... They go, oh, it's Paul McCartney. Yeah, it's Paul McCartney. He's brilliant. No one mentions the Press to Play album by Paul McCartney. That was awful. And yet everyone has a pop at Mike Love. And they'll slag him off for this book. And it's... Oh, look, I've gone to chapter 10. I'm just opening chapter 10. My personal life remained chaotic. So much so that I have a single file that holds the divorce papers from one marriage and the wedding invitation from the next. I may need to work on my filing system. Boom! Come on! I was good at falling in love, but lousy at being in love. Oh, come on, man! He's telling it! Love it! I might love it! 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Every weeknight from 10, get an earful of unusual nocturnal emissions with radio's Lord of Misrule, Iain Lee. No relation, thank God. The cactus and the tree and the rabbit on the hill.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation.
It's going to be awesome.
Late night Iain Lee.
Just listen and see what happens.
Tonight from 10 on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking. Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
So, last 20 minutes of the show, you can call in if you want, or not if you don't want, it don't matter. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We call you back. And now at this stage, Catherine joins me in the studio.
Hello.
Now at this stage, as the show kind of winds down and the numbers of callers naturally wind down, I'd be going through the papers. But there's nothing in the papers of any interest whatsoever. It's very, very...
Well, it's all Olympic hangover, isn't it? But Usain Bolt...
I wasn't saying anything.
What's he thinking?
It's quite a good joke, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
What's he done?
Well, it's more a case of who.
Uh-oh.
According to the Mail, he was with 3 women in one night and then allowed one of them to take a picture mid-flow, which he's published, and embarrassingly has got out.
How much flow?
Well, over his shoulder. I mean, there's a time and a place for that, isn't there?
I'm confused as to...
What I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you what you think I'm saying to you. Well, I don't know about that, but he was certainly still... He was looking the other way, let's put it that way.
He won gold medals, did he?
Well, he did, yeah, but his girlfriend's not going to be very pleased about it.
Ah, you see.
But then there's another one with him looking at the camera, so obviously you don't care.
Well, he's a gold medal winner, and I think that these guys and gals should... I will happily have celebratory sex with any of the gold medal winners. Gold only. I don't want... not bronze or silver.
Standards.
Well, I could be persuaded to try bronze. But they are...
They're peak physical specimens.
Yeah, well, I am, yeah. But they are the modern equivalent of, like, Scott of the Antarctic.
Yeah.
They're like
I didn't see any. I mean, it would have been paintings, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
the shoulder shots.
No, but I mean, they're heroes. They're inspirations. Our young people, kids will look up to Usain Bolt and say, "Oh, wow, he got gold and he's having it away with 3 ladies."
I don't think these women were admiring his running prowess.
Brilliant. I could sleep with 3 ladies one day if I could get a gold medal. Brilliant. Something to aim for. I'm not going to do drugs. I'm not going to smoke. Not going to eat fatty food. And I'm going to turn the TV off. I'm going to go for a run. Because I'd like to have it away with 3 ladies, 3 classy ladies like that. I would like that. So
why are they talking like that?
Because they're children.
They sound like Paul Danan.
Yeah, children. Paul Danan is one of the nicest people you
Yeah,
could
and I
ever
heard
meet.
him today on the way in. He was talking to Sam Delaney, and he seemed like a really nice fella.
I love Paul, and I know him a little
He's
bit.
made a bit of a muppet of himself, but who hasn't?
Yeah, exactly.
On reality TV shows.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that during my heavy drinking years, there was no such thing as, like, camera phones and stuff.
Yeah, he got.
I got away with some terrible things.
He got a bit messed up, but he's such a nice bloke, Paul. We keep meaning to go for a coffee or something. Ed, there's a telephone call, mate.
It's Paul Danan.
You were going to go for that coffee? No. But I like Paul. Let's go to. He's a really nice, gentle spirit. Yes, Martin.
Hi, Ian. You all right?
Hello, Martin. You all right?
So I was going downstairs because the dog's kicking off badly.
She's cooking what?
So the reason I was calling.
Sorry?
I said the reason I was calling.
Oh yes.
Assassination or murder.
Oh yeah. Let's, it sounds like it's a great title for a game. I can't be bothered, but if anyone can think of a game that we can play called Assassination or Murder, and just think of the rules, we'll play it tomorrow. Okay, but go on. What's the difference?
Well, isn't an assassination carried out by someone that's called an assassin, and a murder is carried out by someone that's called a murderer?
Yeah, but I think you become the job description. It's not you don't go, right, I'm an assassin, so I'm going to kill Kath, and that's going to be an assassination. I think it's retrospectively given to you, isn't it, after the event?
Well, I'm not sure. Isn't an assassin someone that is either monetarily or politically motivated to kill somebody, and a murderer is someone that premeditates the emotional killing of somebody they know or have a vested interest in killing?
So,
There's also an element of surprise in an assassination.
Well, yeah, potentially.
Well, no, there's an element of surprise in most murders.
Well.
But so you're saying you can be it can be an assassination if there is money involved,
or politics.
Well, the person committing the killing, isn't emotionally attached, but they're politically motivated or monetarily motivated.
Okay, I'm going to shoot that down, pun intended, because I could be paid quite handsomely, say £50. To murder Catherine.
Why is it me in
just
these scenarios?
It's the thing I hold on to. I could be paid £50 to murder Catherine, but that would still be a murder. That's not an assassination, and yet I am. Contract killers are murderers. They're not assassins.
I'm not so sure. I don't think that holds water.
Well, do you mean
I would think of an assassin as a hitman, so it's a hit rather than a murder, isn't it?
Okay, let's layer on top of that. Not only are they monetarily motivated or politically motivated, they are trained to kill, as opposed to somebody that is not trained to kill but does it almost sporadically, but in a premeditated way.
Quite often you'll hear radio presenters say, "Well, gun crime is rife. I mean, I could walk into a pub in the East End of London and buy a gun." What pub is that? Just asking for a friend. Because I don't know. I have never been in a pub, right, and thought, ooh, I'm getting a vibe. I could probably buy a gun in here.
I had a neighbour once who got put away for hiring a hitman.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What, Pete Waterman?
No.
That was a good one, wasn't it? The hitman and her?
Yeah. No, an actual hitman with an actual gun.
Did the person kill someone? Did they murder? Was it a murder they were trying to do?
They were doing a hit.
So a murder?
No, hit.
Not an assassination,
No,
though?
hit.
Who were they trying to murder and did they do it?
They got found out mid-flow. That's the second time I've said mid-flow today.
I wish you'd stop doing that.
So is an assassination someone that kills someone on the instructions of others as opposed to under their own steam?
All right. No, okay. Well, then Mark Chapman who assassinated John Lennon. That is referred to as an assassination.
I think that. I'm not sure about that. I think he was murdered.
No, guys, you can't just change the rules.
No, but the fact that somebody in the media referred to it as an assassination doesn't make it a definitive assassination, does it?
Hang on a minute. So, because it's called an assassination, but it doesn't fit your rather, let's be honest, Martin, flimsy boundaries, you're not citing it as an assassination.
You're being unfair. I think, the media often abuse the English language. Stupid things like rushing people to hospital and up close and personal. These things mean nothing. Anyway, assassination has got to be political, like Indira Gandhi, assassination.
Yeah, well, okay, well, we know that, exactly. Right, so...
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Well, you think that was of course that was an assassination.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, there is a film...
For political reasons.
There is a film called The Assassination of John Lennon. There's a movie called it. So... That's what it's referred to.
That's the criterion, then.
I don't understand why... Just because something doesn't fit into your obviously incorrect framework, you're now going, no, it can't be that then. Those guys have got that wrong.
Well, no, I'm not, I haven't got a preconceived framework. I'm just making a suggestion.
Yeah, exactly, and Kath's being a bit...
What you're now trying to do is be provocative and...
No, I'm not.
Tease me into an argument.
Yeah, what he's trying to do is trying to start on us both.
I'm not trying to gee anyone into an argument. I'm trying to work out what is an assassination murder, so that when I kill you, Martin, I know exactly what crime I've committed.
I witnessed that, Martin, so I'll know who done it.
Yeah, I did it.
Oh dear. Okay.
Thanks for calling, man.
Love you.
I love you too, man. I enjoyed that. Thank you. 08444991000. Hey, it's the cabbie from Scotland. It's Rocky.
Pep, how you doing? I thought I'd better give you a wee phone.
Pep, Rocky, how's it going in Edinburgh?
He's got even more Scottish.
I missed you last week.
I missed yous. It was nice to meet you the other week in Edinburgh, Rocky, and thank you for letting us travel in your car.
Which was pristine, apart from a big kiss mark on the window.
Yeah, that's true. There was a big kiss mark on the window.
The taxi driver, discretion is my middle name. Right? If you want to start telling stories about what happens in taxis, I'll tell the listeners what you got up to, Iain.
Yeah,
right?
Well, listen, I didn't have enough money, and to pay you, but I thought I still wanted to give you a tip.
Well, it was when you were talking about the gold medalist. I'm saying, who wants to sleep with a silver medalist?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, who wants to come second, eh?
Yeah.
Oi. Right, listen, just a wee quickie. I'm finishing up now, and I'm getting myself home, and I'm going to jump onto the 5 on demand, because I want to watch the programme from Saturday. Right? So, what should I be skipping past? What was crap and what was decent?
You don't want to watch it. Listen, it was a fun show, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. But it's not for everyone. I don't know if you'd enjoy it, Rocky. You're very kind, but
I'm sure I will. No, I'm genuinely interested. I'd like to see you doing well. I'd like to see you getting on.
Well,
by the way, listen. The real reason I phoned tonight, I shook hands with who someone I would describe as an actual legend tonight. Right. I'll give you clues, right? Boy was up for the festival. Yeah. He was only doing 2 shows.
Limmy.
Must be... No. I saw Limmy the other night. He's playing at the International Conference Centre.
Yeah, I love Limmy, yeah.
Big venue. Yeah. I'm warming to Limmy, by the way. I'm warming to Limmy. He's a good lad. But anyway, tonight, right, this guy, as I say, I'll give you a clue. You tell me if you know who it is. I'm talking, he must be late 80s. Must be. Right, mid to late 80s. Right?
Nicholas Parsons?
No, but I'll tell you what, I spoke about him. I've had Nicholas Parsons in the taxi the past
Did you threaten to kill him?
year on the bounce for the festival.
Yeah, okay.
And the first year it was like, oh, there's Nicholas Parsons, and then by last year you're thinking, there's Nicholas Parsons. Right? But the guy in question tonight, I think, and this is without Wikipedia, I think he started writing for the Goon Show.
This sounds like the beginning of Stars in Their Eyes.
Yes,
Barry Cryer.
Well, boom, straight in there.
Well, straight in there after 3.
I was delighted when he got in the cab. And I told him that. I says, there's no many people that I'm genuinely happy to see, but...
Kill.
Listen, I know. There's, well, I'll tell you what, do you know, have you met Barry Cryer?
No, I have not met Barry Cryer.
So you win, Rocky. You win.
Well, if the game is have you met Barry
Iain,
Cryer, then
excuse
you
me,
win.
I'm trying to listen to the Cabby Sweetheart. Sorry, what were you saying?
I'm saying you win, Rocky, because you win that game.
Cabby Sweetheart.
Very much.
You know what that means.
Very much. But anyway, just a wee quickie. I just wanted to say I'm delighted that you are back. And aye, honestly, listening to Ed last week. Did you hear any of the best of shows?
Oh no, I'm not going to listen to the best of.
I didn't
shows,
even
no.
make this lot, so
I had early nights, and I listened to a bit of the other place, and I think I was watching telly and stuff. That's what I did.
Well, I heard you saying earlier on that you had a couple of days when you were just in despair.
Yeah.
Listen, I've told you before, Ian, you've got my phone number.
Yeah.
Give me a bell anytime, mate, if you just want to chew the fat.
Bless you, Rocky. You're a very kind man, and it was a real
No
it was
problem,
a
and I'll
pleasure
keep
to
these
meet
again soon. All right.
Thanks for looking after us. Cheers, man.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
guys. See you later.
We had we not really talked about Edinburgh because it seems like thank you, Rocky. It seemed like such a long time ago, and we've not spoken about it since we've been there. We've got a couple of minutes, so we might as well. It was a joy and a delight, and we met Rocky, and he offered us free rides everywhere until he turned the meter on. That's true. And we went to Sarah Sophie's house and did the show from
it was
there.
brilliant. We took booze and Pringles and.
But then we couldn't eat I took noisy food, and of course you can't eat noisy food. And I was really hungry, and I wanted those Pringles and dip, and we couldn't eat it. Of course, you
I didn't have any of it.
No, I know. You and Sarah Sophie could have done. It was great, and we saw some really good shows in Edinburgh. We chose. We chose well because I was doing
Across the spectrum.
We did. We had pretty much every thing because I was doing a couple of shows up there, which you'll be able to listen to at a later date. What was the first one we went and saw?
It was Oh Hello.
Oh yeah.
The Charles Hawtrey story.
Yeah.
Flipping heck, that was bleak.
It was bleak.
Some of them went in there expecting it to be, Carry On Panto style.
Yeah.
And at one point, very early on, a woman sort of almost broke the moment, didn't she, by trying to get involved?
Yeah.
But gosh, that was a dark
It was bleak, and it was because in Edinburgh. We'll talk about this more tomorrow because we're running out of time. But in Edinburgh, every room is turned into a venue. Let's say at midday. There were, I think, 156 shows on at midday, because since we saw the brilliant Adam Hess, who's my favourite stand-up.
So funny.
Go and see Adam Hess if you can. He's bringing the show down to London as well. So maybe, in fact, we'll get him on. There we go. We'll get Adam Hess on when he's doing the shows in London. And then we saw a load of Korean magicians.
Snap, that show was called.
It was good. A lot of Korean magic involves not so hidden wires.
And the Glitter Boy was a particular highlight.
Oh, the Glitter Boy! But it was a cracking show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll talk more about Edinburgh tomorrow because it's still going on.
We haven't even touched on the Broken Dreams yet, and there were plenty of those.
Oh yeah. Right, that's it. That's your lot. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Catherine. I'm warming up. We'll get back up to speed by Thursday of next week. That's it, that's your lot. Don't forget you can download the podcast. You go to iTunes or your usual podcast provider and type in Iain Lee Talk. It pops up. Back tomorrow. Ta-ta.
Talk Radio. Listen. Phone. Talk.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.